Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to get you styled up with Stitch Fix. Shopping's hard. It's hard. With Stitch Fix, you get a stylist, though, who understands your style, your size, your budget, and they do all the shopping for you.
Wow.
This is excellent. Shopping, I'm telling you, shopping and figure out your style, it's overwhelming. Let somebody help you when it comes to getting dressed. We don't know what we're doing, so we let Stitch Fix help us out. A Stitch Fix stylist there. They know what works on us. We get the prices that make us look really good, and it feels good. You get some confidence boost walking around knowing that you're looking decent here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we just give the stylist our sizes, style, budget preferences. We order boxes when we want, how we want, no subscription or any of that required. And they send called Just For Me pieces as well. Like, maybe you'd like this, and it's awesome. Outfit recommendations, styling tips. You keep what you love, you send back the rest. It's super easy.
Yep.
You can do it, and we are doing it because it's excellent. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/STM. That's stitchfix.com/STM.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. And Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back to it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there.
Sure. Yeah.
Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here. Based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information.
Thumbtack presents the ins and outs of caring for your home. Out, procrastination, putting it off, kicking the can down the road. In, plans and guides that make it easy to get home projects done. Out, carpet in the bathroom. Like, why? In, knowing what to do, when to do it, and who to hire. Start caring for your home with confidence. Download Thumbtack today.
This week, in Fairfield, Ohio, a pair of severed legs lead investigators toward people who may have committed an unspeakably brutal killing for the darkest of reasons, or maybe just for a good time. Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Yay, indeed, Jimmy. Yay, indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today again on another wild, crazy edition of Small Town Murder. And today, let's just say buckle up, because it is an insane episode full of crazy people, and I don't even know what else to say. I'm not even going to give it any more of an intro.
Terrific.
The top of the show is about all you're going to get, because it's crazy. Thank you guys, first of all, for everything you've done for us this week, and you know what? Every week.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. You guys are amazing, really.
Continue.
Will you continue? I mean, we're like an indie thing here. Right. So, I mean, we, have a good amount of listeners and stuff like that, but we just built them. So, and that's because of you guys. So thank you guys so much for that. And how you could continue to help and help other people to see the show. Very easy to do is to go to Apple Podcasts, the purple icon, give us 5 stars, do a review. Doesn't matter what you say whatever you want. Really doesn't matter. Yeah. It's mainly just to drive us up the charts. We don't know why it drives us up the charts. We've been asked that. It's not our algorithm. No. It's iTunes or Apple Podcasts and their funky algorithm.
I don't invent anything.
It dances around. I don't know what the hell it's doing, so that's fine. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com for everything crime and sports and small-town murder, and you should, of course, be listening to Crime and Sports if you're not, because it is wild every single week. This week, though, very, very exciting. In addition to, we'll get to the bonus stuff, but we are announcing our show. It's going to go on sale, we think, tomorrow.
Right.
The virtual live show here. It is the all-violent felon edition of the prisoner dating game. So we'll do it where Jimmy's not going to see the people until after he chooses them.
We'll do it live.
And then he'll see them and find out what they did and be totally disappointed by his choices. But there will be no good choices for him. That's the funny part. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's going to be October 29th. It's a Thursday night. I believe it's, what is it, $15, I think? We wanted to do a pay as just whatever you want thing, and you could do it for free if you want, or you could pay whatever you want, but apparently things aren't set up for that logistically.
We invented that.
And you would have, like, we would have to still pay the percentage of something that was there. We would have lost money on it, basically. So we said, all right, I guess we'll do this, and I don't know, whatever. Hopefully, it's going to be a great show. Hopefully, you guys will check it out, do that. More information, shutupandgivememurder.com for everything there. Bonus this week on Patreon. Well worth your dollar here as well. First of all, you're going to get Jimmy to mispronounce your name. He's going to brutalize it, don't worry. And he'll try his hardest, too. That's the thing, but it won't come out right.
No.
That'll be fun. And in addition to that, you're going to get all sorts of bonus material. Like we said, you're going to get access to the Crime and Sports and Small Town Murder. This week on Small Town Murder, actually a listener idea that was a great idea, and we're going to do it. Murder houses that were for sale. So we're going to do real estate report of murder houses is what we're going to do. That's the bonus episode this week.
The one that I saw in Minnesota was a beautiful little house.
That's what you never know.
And I was on in the cul-de-sac. I had to ask somebody sweeping which house was the murder house.
You never know.
She didn't want to tell me, but she did.
She did. Those Lino Lakes there. But this week we'll do that. And what do we say on Crime and Sports we're doing? I always forget by Wednesday.
Oh, the bonus one for them? Jesus. It's the thing. It's the sports teams from prisons.
That's right. We're doing prison teams.
Right.
So it'll be... That's going to be wild, too, because I've seen so much weird stuff. So.
Startup, the reason, the cancellation, all the bullshit that went on in between.
Patreon.com/crime and sports for everything like that. If you just want to be a nice person and have Jimmy mispronounce your name, you can go to PayPal, use our email address, crimeandsports@gmail.com.
Right.
Disclaimer quickly, it's a comedy show, guys. Everybody, people, everyone out there, it's a comedy show. We, that's all.
Take it so serious.
People die, and that's terrible. That's not okay for us. We're not like, people are dying, great. It's not what we're doing here. They're dying anyway, and you have people, you have datelines and things like that are very serious and somber about it. For us, it kind of affects us a little differently, and we try to make jokes about it. It makes us feel better about the whole thing, and hopefully makes you feel better about the whole thing.
It's easier for me to sleep at night.
That's the thing, and what we do to make that okay, we go out of our way not to make fun of the victims or the victims' families because we're assholes, but we're not scumbags, Jimmy. So that's how it works there. We're going to have a good time otherwise, and that sounds good to you. Man, we're going to have a blast. If not, you shouldn't listen, maybe. If you don't want true crime and comedy at all together, don't get mad at us later on.
Not okay with this.
For the rest of you that want to have a crazy time, let's do this. From the bottom of the lungs, shout it out, shut up and give me murder. Let's do this, Jimmy.
I would love to go somewhere.
Let's go on a trip.
Yeah?
Let's do it. We're going to the Midwest.
That was a little fast, sorry.
It's all right. Let's go.
Yeah.
We're going on a trip. We're going to Fairfield, Ohio.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Where's that?
Suburbs of Cincinnati.
Oh, boy.
I wonder if you can smell the sulfur from out there.
Down south.
And I'm not speaking out of turn here, by the way. We went to Cincinnati.
Yep.
We've gone there a couple times. Love doing live shows in Cincinnati.
Oh, boy. Bogarts
great crowds.
Is great. Yeah.
Yeah, we love Bogarts. Great crowds there. Awesome. But downtown Cincinnati has a certain je ne sais quoi of sulfur and zoo animals and their excrement that comes together to make a potpourri.
Nice Kentucky waft.
It's special to that area. I was going to say it's a Cincinnati cinnamon is what I call it. It's you know what I mean? That's the scent. And I is it just me? So we have a friend who's from Cincinnati, and I texted him. Before I was standing outside the hotel with my suitcase, and I'm like, does Cincinnati smell a little funny? And he texts me back, oh yeah, that's the sulfur in the zoo. He goes, you're right downtown. Oh, you're going to smell that the whole time you're there. He goes, you'll get used to it after a while.
No, you won't.
No, you won't. So That's Cincy. This is in southwestern Ohio, 30 minutes outside of Cincinnati. It's out in the burbs.
Cincy knows that it's not a great
they
smell.
Don't give a fuck.
The reason that I know that is because they fly you into another
Kentucky.
fucking state.
Yeah.
Because they don't want people to fly into downtown
Make
and be
it
like,
worse.
I am not staying here. Airplanes to leave her right there.
And that's why we like Cincinnati, too, because they know it and they don't mind if you laugh at it. They're like, I know. Isn't it terrible? That's why I love people from back there, man. They're cool as shit. So 50 minutes to Dayton, Ohio. You go north, and about 4.5 hours, totally the other side of the state, for Brookfield Township, Ohio, which was our last episode, episode 153. So it's been a little while here. It's been almost a year. This is in both Butler and Hamilton counties, so it kind of crosses over. Area code 513. It's a big town in terms of mileage. It's 20 square miles, so
big one.
That's why it kind of laps over counties. The motto of this city, this is on their state seal and everything.
Oh, boy.
Quote, City of Opportunity. Mm-hmm. The city of streets are paved with gold,
right,
Jimmy. This is the other one. This is kind of more of a response. Sometimes it's an addition. Sometimes it's an alternate. This is more of a
rebuttal.
It's City of Opportunity, or hey, calm down. This is still Ohio. So one of the two. Chill out with all that opportunity.
Right.
Calm down.
If you've watched Goodnight Sugar Babe, same state.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a problem.
Hey, calm down.
Same goddamn state.
Until you get rid of the Sugar Babe family, let's calm down about the opportunity, because it hasn't worked out for everyone. So
and if there's one, there's more.
There's more.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Oh, lots of fire. Right, bubbling under the surface.
Yeah.
So this area here, we'll do a quick history because the story's deep and we want to get to it fast here. But the history of this, prior to like white people coming here, basically, there was several different Indian tribes here.
Yeah.
The Shawnee, the Miami Indians were here. Hopewell and Adena peoples also. They had they're like prehistoric people. They constructed earthworks all around the city.
Awesome.
Which is cool as shit. Yeah. Totally cool. But most of them were removed without even knowing it by the early settlers to make...
Oh, my God.
They just plowed over it to do farm fields, didn't even notice they were there.
Idiots.
All of this amazing historical... I mean, this could have been like, Machu Picchu part... Yeah. Well, maybe not Machu Picchu.
Could have been something amazing.
Could have been something where people would come to it to see it, and instead it's just... some farms that aren't there anymore. Now it's suburbs and subdivisions and houses. And
with all these T-Rex skulls. Throw these in the trash.
What is this? This is garbage. What is this, a mastodon of some kind? Hey, I found another one of these fucking mastodons again. Just toss it?
Right.
All right, I'm tossing it. Give it to the dog to chew on? Okay.
They were serving food on Stegosaurus plates? What kind of fucking prehistoric clowns were these?
The dog likes pterodactyl beaks. So if you come up with any of those... throw them in the bucket.
Like a pig ear?
Like a pig ear, yeah. That's exactly how I had it.
Very crunchy.
Very crunchy. That's the prehistoric pig ear, I figured. So,
unbelievable.
So early settlers here had battles with Native Americans. Let's just say they weren't ready to just give up the land. Sure. They were not okay with it.
Well, I mean, they're destroying everything.
Yeah, came and destroyed all the earthworks.
Right.
So they kept the battles kept people from really settling here, and also it was cold, and they couldn't build good structures because they'd be attacked all the time. So nothing permanent could happen. If only you had earthworks to hang out in. Gee, one account I found of it. This is a person writing of being an early settler,
right,
which we can find out here. To go on their lands was almost certain death. I guess this is the Native American lands. Right. And to stay in the villages without employment brought them to the verge of starvation. The inhabitants generally were stinted in the means of sustenance and depended chiefly on game and fish, with such agricultural products as they could raise in the immediate vicinity of the villages. After they had endured these privations as long as they were tolerable, the more resolute determined to brave the consequences of moving their land.
They don't seem to want us here.
This is Ken Burns, Fairfield, Ohio. That's what this is. The plan they adopted for safety was this. Those families whose lands were contiguous united together to accomplish their purpose in this. A number of distinct associations were formed for mutual protection. Uh-huh. They circled the wagons,
right,
except with houses.
Right.
That's it.
It's called building a camp.
That's what it is. Each party erected a strong blockhouse, like we saw in the New York episode. Remember Stillwater?
Right.
The blockhouse, that's the type of thing, with cabins and enclosed log pickets and all that sort of shit. During the day, one of them was placed as a sentinel to watch the approach approach of the enemy. They had like a lookout at all times.
Like a crow's nest?
Yeah, they had a crow's nest up there. Well,
sniper tower?
While people were working, and then at sunset, they returned, and they would take everything of value within the fence, basically. They would bring it all in. Yeah. Like, kids, get your bike in the garage. Someone's going to steal it.
Like a motorcycle shop. You put all the bikes out every day.
And then right back in at the end. That's how it works.
It is amazing that we have this land. It is so insulting.
It's fucking weird. Hey, I came much later.
Yeah, I get it.
My people didn't get here till the fucking 40s.
Well, my people are the ones that did this shit.
Yeah, we were like, huh? What happened?
Somebody related to me has a letter like that locked away.
Our people are just like, I'm going to open up a barber shop right there. That's good, right? Everybody needs a haircut. It's perfect.
You guys want us here, right?
Yeah,
all right, we'll stay with
No,
you.
we're staying anyway, but we'll cut your hair and we'll make food you like. So that's all. Hey, you like us now? So let's get to some reviews of this town.
Embarrassing.
It really is.
It's fascinating that somebody can write that and be like, but I'm not leaving.
No,
what?
I'm saying.
What are you talking about?
Bring it in. Bring it in at the end of the night. That's it.
But I really like it here.
I'm going to settle here. Yeah. It's not even like it was,
How bad was England that they would put up with that shit?
Well, no. England, most of the people that came early, like people that were living in fucking huts in Fairfield weren't the wealthy people that came over. They were the people who basically, signed a contract to come over to work for a couple years because they were fucking deadbeats in England. That was those people. So
it's not necessarily that England was so bad.
The roots of white trash.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily that England was so bad. It's that their lineage had created such a poor fucking situation for their whole everybody.
That's what it is. It never got better.
Right.
So what do they do for a couple hundred years? Inbreed. Because that helps. That'll help the genetic makeup of everybody. Good job, everyone.
Usually exacerbates that gene.
That's the problem. That's if you want. There's tons of books about that historical shit, and then you got like Nelson Algren, Faulkner talks about it, and he's got books about that shit about kind of white trash kind of things, and we talked about it in the last bonus episode.
Defense.
Jimmie is fascinated, and so am I. Well,
I'm blown away because
Jimmie, it's almost like going with therapists and knowing what's going on in yourself. Like
that makes sense.
What has caused this, Doc? Please.
Now I know why I feel like a king around those people.
That's why I love when we'll talk about white trash, then people will get mad at us, and it's like, No.
Don't get mad at me for talking about me.
Thank you. Thank you.
What are you talking about?
It's like I can say guinea as much as I want.
Right.
Because I can. Because I've been called it. So I am
African
allowed
Americans
to
have
say
their word.
Yes.
I get to say mine.
Exactly.
I'm white trash.
Mad at him for it. Yeah. Just
deal with it.
Join in and go, yeah, what do you want? So,
it's embarrassing, but it's also fucking hysterical.
It is what it is. That's it. And we're willing to say we suck.
Yeah, I do my best not to be that. It just happens that I do that because it's it's in the blood.
And either way, I'm trash, you're trash, we're all trash.
Trash.
What do you think you are?
Yeah.
You know who you are? You're trash, just like us. So everybody, we're all in it together. Who cares?
Get over here and get your pickings of this trash can before it's all gone.
Let's check on these reviews. Let's see what people feel about very specific reviews. This is one of the most specific roundup of reviews I've ever. Everyone's got their own little beef. It's fucking amazing. Here's a 2-star here. Quote, police take some time to respond. There are potholes everywhere, but they don't get fixed.
Okay.
So that's a general municipal complaint.
That sounds like the Midwest.
Or back east or shit like that. Sounds like Arkansas. So then here's 2 stars. It's a mostly safe, quiet place to live. However, the city government is corrupt and considers the city above the law. The police are lazy and inept.
Yeah.
So that's police take some time to respond. There's potholes. Police are sounds like there's a general municipal malaise happening in the Fairfield area based on these reviews.
Paycheck for doing no work.
And those reviews were 5 years apart from each other, so nothing has changed, it seems like. They're very similar and not by the same person. Here's a 3-star review. Very specific. This I don't know why you would review a whole town based on one specific incident you had at one place. This is kind of the theme for the next few.
Can't even shop at the Dollar General.
Oh, wait till you see that. Somebody is very upset with the Asian restaurants in this town, and they are going to take to a site about town stats to tell us about it.
To be livid.
Rather than Yelp. So 3 stars. School system overlooks bullying. Too many students being bullied, and the school system turns a blind eye to it. I know it, quote, happens everywhere, but it seems to be a common occurrence in Fairfield.
Okay.
So you're going to go on Niche and review the town based on some shitty fourth graders.
It sounds like somebody's a pussy and can't go talk to somebody's parents.
Yeah, that's the other thing. If your kid's getting bullied, go talk to the goddamn parents. They
go
keep
knock that kid's dad out.
Or at least...
You're in Fairfield, Ohio.
Yeah,
let's not act like that's not how it happens.
That's what's going down. So it's true.
You know that kid's dad. Go yell at him.
Okay, here's another one. Very specific. 1 star, mind you. Whole town's a piece of shit for this. Just for this. Nobody in my apartment complex seems to know each other. You're a transient.
Right.
I've lived in probably 20 apartment complexes. You know why? Because they're transient. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd say I lived in 2, one for 8 years and one for 6 years. You live in them for a year and you go, I got to get out of this piece of shit.
This place sucks.
And into the next piece of shit. So, yeah. Just away from these people I don't like.
I'm not going to form a relationship over the next 11 months to never see you again.
We're in an apartment.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, and it's like
there should be some shame here. Hang your head and walk in your shithole.
And if you live in certain cities, if you live in like New York, it's different because people live in apartments for 15 fucking years and you know people. Or if you live in... But in everywhere else in the country, apartments are just transient places that you buy before you before you can buy a house.
It's the place you go in between divorce and your next relationship.
Well, that's like your sister's couch, I think.
Yeah, you go to your sister's couch and then to your apartment.
Bad apartment, yeah, or your sister's couch in her bad apartment. One of the two. So. Nobody.
So it's mostly just like people from aged 18 to 25 in their first place, or men beyond those years.
Yeah, exactly. Rebuilding it,
right?
Or maintaining it, I should say, not rebuilding it. They're not doing because
keeping the water
not doing
steady.
Well. Yeah, they're treading water, doggy paddling around apartments. Men doggy paddling. Come rent an apartment. Are you a male, aged 35 to 45, doggy paddling for survival after the dissolution of your family? Do we have the apartment for you? 1 bedroom, 1 bath, shame holes. Come on in, everybody. The Wi-Fi's strong. Don't worry. You'll be whacking it for weeks and weeks on here. And you're going to need to, because, boy, is your personal life in shambles.
Shame closet? What'd you call it? Shame hole.
I don't fucking even
Come out, shame tug in your shame hole.
That's it.
Get in here.
So
that's hilarious.
Nobody in my apartment complex seems to know each other. Okay. The complex never has community events, and I rarely hear of any local community events. What do you want to do? Make friends. You need to get events to...
You don't need to be around people yet anyway, man. Your relationship just ended. You should be single a while.
And then they hate dogs. Dog owners rarely clean up after their dogs and don't train them not to bark. So... Whole town sucks because your apartment complex has some shitty people in it. And here's 2 stars, and this may be the most specific of all here. Quote, most of the Asian restaurants have very little selection. Okay. And what they do have is not very good at all.
No.
Well, you're in Fairfield, Ohio, so they have something called chili here, but it really isn't chili. It's more of a thin soup or very runny sauce that has some finely ground beef in it. No beans, onions, or peppers, in parentheses. They put this over spaghetti, which is odd, and hot dogs. Yuck. 2 stars.
That's Cincinnati.
Whole city sucks, apparently, because of this.
It's Ohio. That's how they eat chili.
Now, some people are going to say, Fairfield's not a small town, because it's whenever we do suburbs, I get 10 tweets going, that's not a small town. Right. Well, you know what it is. I know if you live there and it feels like it's bigger or whatever, but in our technical world, it is. Right. We can't just do only things that happened on farms in the middle of nowhere. You know how fucking hard it would be to find cases?
Not just that. That's boring.
That's
to
boring.
Talk about Paw Rump, California.
I don't want to hear about that shit. So right now there's 42,589 people, which is right about where our top is anyway. But when this was happening, there was about 30,000. So it's in the thing. So calm down, everybody. Right. It's up 7.2% since 1990. More males than females, but it's very close. Age is 38, which is real close to the normal median age. A lot of the stats are really typical middle of the road, small town, exactly the same. Married population, separated, divorce rate, widow rate, everything is exactly the same as the national average for everything. It's remarkable how middle of the road they should paint. They should, on the east and west borders of the town, they should paint 2 yellow lines. Just it's the middle of the fucking road. This place is everything. Right down to single with no children is exactly the same. Race of this town It almost lines up with national averages, actually. 73% white, it's normally about 62. 14.4% black, it's normally about 12.3. 3.2% Asian, it's normally 5.3. Okay. Apparently, they don't have their fucking restaurant shit together, right. So that's a problem.
They're not authentic.
7.5% Hispanic, which is a little less than half the national average, but there's a few, so it's more diverse than most of the small towns we kind of do, more representative. Here, the religion, 38% are religious, which is low. 50-50 is normal. And it's mixed up. It's everything. Couple of Catholics, Baptists, Pentecostal, Presbyterians, 0.1% Jewish. Sorry, everybody. No Hava Nagila there. 0.6% Islam. Politics. Going to skip political numbers for about the next month, everybody. I don't need people... People get mad at me because I give the political statistics of a town. They're like, they argue with me. I'm like, I gave you a statistic.
Right.
I didn't fucking vote that way.
That's the fact.
I just said how they voted. Right. And they're like, yeah, on both sides. They'll get mad. And I'm like, I don't know. I just said a stat. So emotions are running high in the U.S. right now.
It's just fascinating that
I'm going to take a bow for the next month.
Is it a commentary on how fucking disaster it is that you say something like that and I laugh?
Yeah, that's because it's funny.
We're going to skip this part because it's fucking shitty.
Well, it's also ridiculous that people get mad at me for how other people vote in a town I've never been. They get mad at me for stating it. I don't give no commentary or editorial of like, how dare they? Or that's what happened. I don't know. So... what are you going to do? Economy, unemployment rates right about normal. We'll see later on. But household income is a little bit high, normally about $57,500. Here it's about $62,000. So it's a little bit high. Cost of living, a little bit low. 100 is normal, average. Here it's 87. So little bit low, and housing's the lowest thing they got, so not bad. Housing is a 73, and the median home cost here is $169,800.
Yeah,
so that's pretty low.
It's great.
That's not bad. Most of the houses are between $100,000 and $200,000. That's not bad.
What
it's
a time
affordable.
To be alive.
What a time. What a time.
Wait till you catch up to today's prices and you're in Arizona and you can't fucking buy anything.
Good luck, everybody.
It's crazy.
That said, if we've convinced you, the only place for you is Fairfield. It's a city of opportunity. Yeah. Fairfield, Ohio. We have for you the Fairfield, Ohio Real Estate Report. Your average 2-bedroom rental here goes for about $970, which is under the national average.
Listen, if there's dog shit in there and nobody talks to me for that kind of money, I'll bitch.
Well, if no one will talk to me, that's worth more to me. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,882 square foot house. So, family home here. Needs some stuff. It could use an update. If the carpet's not great, it's not wonderful, but you could work with it. $149,900. Okay. So if you have yourself 3 kids and that might be a good option. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, T-bowl for every b-hole. Yes, that's a positive. 1,672 square feet. This one's updated and everything's new, and the white kitchen and all that stuff.
Love it.
$199,900. Okay. They're not bad. Then I found, let's say you've done very well for yourself. You're distributing the sulfur smell somehow.
you own an apartment complex.
Business is good.
Yeah.
I found a 5-bedroom, 5-bath, another T-bowl for every b-hole. 4,997 square feet, so almost there. It's really nice brick, beautiful house, nice rolling lawn up to it. $483,000.
Okay.
So not bad.
Yeah.
In Phoenix, that would be $2 million. So I'll take it. Things to do here, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I found a few. Now, one I found, and I just blasted right over because it's the county fair.
Oh, boy.
The Hamilton County Fair.
Yeah.
But then I went over their, page or whatever, their Facebook page, and their first picture they have to draw you in is this, Jimmy.
Oh, boy. Let's have a look-see.
It is
what?
The trashiest woman possible holding a Mountain Dew, which we'll make fun of Mountain Dew, but I also have a Mountain Dew because it has a lot of caffeine.
But you also like the sugar, the real sugar one. It's a different Mountain Dew.
But also she has her cell phone and a pack of Newport 100s jammed into between her tits, sticking out of her shirt. And she's not like a big girl at all. She's like a skinny.
She doesn't even have a large rack to really nestle them. They're they're barely hanging on.
Ain't got no pockets.
Right.
Yeah.
And my hands are full with this Mountain Dew.
I got
2-hand in the Mountain Dew.
I got a Dew and a baby in the other, so I'm going to have to get her 2-hand in the Dew. And I looked it over. It looks like a pretty trashy fair, as all county fairs are trashy. I'm from New York. The Dutchess County Fair is a trashy fucking mess.
And so unsafe.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a carnival mess. Right. So I found a review of it, though, where someone said, quote, "I don't know why people are haters. I love this fair. Vendors make you spend more money." Okay.
What?
"I'm all about the games, exhibits, animals, and demo derby. I've been going every year for over 10 years, and I'll keep on coming back." Okay, no one's telling you not to.
Calm
Relax.
down.
Fairfield summer concerts on the green.
Yeah.
Ooh, got those. Every few days they have them. We got July 16th had What Up Funk.
What?
Oh, boy. 24 Park Row the next week. Steve D'Agostino.
Isn't that the son of... Isn't that Bud from Married with Children?
No, that's Faustino.
Okay.
That's Faustino.
I was close.
Close. Some Italian shit after that. The Clam Diggers singing patriotic Americana songs. Jesus Christ.
Hold on.
Hang myself from the stage.
People that call themselves like pussy wedgie pickers, clam pickers, that?
Clam Diggers.
Grosser.
That's grosser. Yeah. Worse.
Singing America songs.
Americana. And I love that sandy vagina. I'm a clam picker. Digger, whatever the fuck it is.
Clam diggers.
I don't know.
Vile.
The Parkway Diner. Mm-hmm. They sing Billy Joel songs.
What?
It's from the scenes from an Italian restaurant.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Parkway Diner.
Right. So they named their band
Diner,
after a lyric.
Any finer.
Good God.
More of a hit at the Parkway Diner. That's the fucking line. Okay.
Unbelievable.
Oh, boy. Okay. That's interesting. The Glamour Girls.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the 80s women's tag team champions from the WWF. I'm curious if that's Leilani Kai and Judy Martin. I think that was who that was. Celtic Kick with K's.
No, you can't. No.
You are 1K away
from being dangerous.
From being very dangerous. Don't like that.
Just play Dropkick Murphy songs.
Yesteryear. They do doo-wop. Voodoo Carnival.
Okay.
They do, I don't fucking know, something.
Hendrix
I was going to say it's probably some Hendrix or, psychedelic rock shit or some shit. And then finally, closing out the season, My Black Shirt. So there's that.
I hope it's just a black shirt on a clothes hanger and it's just waving.
And behind him is like some DJ doing his thing. Like he just hides behind a black shirt.
They put a black shirt on a house speaker and then play house music and it bounces the shirt.
It moves with the... Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea. That's a party.
Black shirt with a subwoofer in it.
Jesus. That's what I'm talking about.
I'll watch that.
I mean, it's better than...
For a minute or two.
The clam pickers or whatever the fuck it is. So, crime rate in this town, what we're interested in. Mm-hmm. Property crime is right about on average, just about normal. And then violent crime, murder, rape, robbery, and of course assault. The Mount Rushmore of crime, really, is about half the national average.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's pretty safe. We get that a lot with these small towns. There's property crime because there's kids and teenagers and shit that do a lot of that, and crackheads.
Yeah.
And then, violent crime, though, isn't so much.
It's chilled out a bit.
So, with that said, though, let's talk about a murder. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely. These people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked. God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. But why don't you focus also, you look at green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well.
Right.
And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Let's do it.
Okay, let's do this. And this is insane. Yeah. And I know a lot of times, I'll say, hey, make sure you listen to the end.
Yeah.
You really, really want to go all the way through on this one because it's landmines. It just keeps happening. And you'll think, oh, this is all wrapped up. Oh, no, it's not. I promise you. I assure you it's not.
Oh, boy.
And not even to do with this case, but then it's crazy. Just fucking listen. All right, here we go. Let's go back February 14th, 1987.
Okay.
Oh, boy, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
1987. Where, Jimmy? Where's the most romantic place you can think of?
Fairfield, Ohio.
No, not Fairfield.
Okay.
just another place.
Oh, Chicago. The most so romantic.
What else you got?
France.
Paris.
Yeah. I've heard
like
that place is super. Stealing kisses over a baguette, forget it.
Eiffel Tower in the background. Yeah,
absolutely.
Beautiful. How about, I got one for you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
How about Cedar Grove, Indiana? Now that's... You hard right now?
Yeah. Smells like hamster cages.
It's
Cedar Grove?
Cedar Grove, Indiana.
Fuck.
The hamster capital of the Midwest.
Smells like a terrarium in here.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, sorry, for Halloween, I don't mean to interrupt you, but for Halloween, before I forget, our Halloween episode is going to be in Indiana, and it's going to have to do with carnival workers.
Oh, great.
So, it's very like Halloween themed as well.
Halloween themed mixed with
fucking crazy.
All the county fairs in America.
It's wild. I can't even describe it. Okay,
wait.
Into this though. Cedar Grove, Indiana, the romance capital of the Midwest and the world, really. And on February 14th, 1987, Valentine's Day, there's a wedding this day. It's cold, but it's Valentine's Day. People are crazy with dates for weddings.
Yeah.
They really are.
Oh, they go out of their way.
Like, sometimes you're worried about weather. We'll have it when it's nice, but sometimes a date is important, whether it's your anniversary or your something. Valentine's Day is one of those days.
Right.
So there is a church here. It's the Little Cedar Baptist Church.
Yeah.
And outside the church, and the church is backed up to a little river that, it goes down, the lawn goes down to the river, and there's a little river in the background. Okay. So it's very nice. You hear the river. So these people have planned for a long time this wedding that they're having right there on the bank of the river, right behind the church that they go to on Valentine's Day. Romantic, right?
Beautiful.
Big wedding party, bride all dressed in white.
Yep.
Tuxedos, everybody's happy. A little cold.
Okay.
It's February in Indiana. Let's not get wrong here. I'm sure they have sleeves and stuff, but romantic as fuck, right? I mean, reeks of sulfur, but other than that, fantastic. Okay, what ends up happening, though, is an interesting thing. I don't even know how to say this. While the ceremony is about to begin, one of the wedding guests notices something. They look down and they go, oh, there's a boot right there.
Oh, no.
There's a boot on the shore of the river.
Gross.
And then someone goes, oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, my God, it's not a boot, it's an entire leg.
No.
It is a severed leg washing up on shore, literally right next to your wedding.
So we're going to go ahead and annul this one, right?
That's the thing. Either you say, fuck this marriage, it's not, or the bride is like, I planned this for 14. Nobody sees the leg, okay? 14 months I planned this.
Right.
Fuck it. I don't care if a kindergarten class washes up on shore. We're finishing the fucking wedding. I saw a whole 40 of them, just all of them. I don't care.
And your photographer's over there taking pictures.
Scoop them up later.
I'm paying you, sir, not the county coroner.
Scoop them up later.
Aim that shit over here.
You work for the crime scene, people, or me? Let's do this.
Calm down, CSI. Get over here.
Or is it like, does this mean our marriage is not meant to be?
That's where I would say. As a groom, I'd be like,
it's a sign.
Got it.
Well,
understand.
My son Joey, we were trying to get him baptized, whatever, Catholic shit, because my grandmother's still alive, and she... Seriously, when he was born, I don't. You know me. I'm not into that shit. Obviously, it's not my thing. But for Grandma, mother, kid, and the devil go to hell and both. So you got to go. Okay, Grandma, fine. Whatever. So we had it all set to do. We're gonna fucking dunk him and all that shit, whatever they do. So we got this guy.
My grandma's still alive.
She was still alive. She wanted to, that's what they complain. The old Italian women, they're very superstitious about that shit. So it's the only reason why. Otherwise, I don't really care either way. I mean, that's fine if you want to do that. I'm not shitting on it. I'm just, for me, whatever. So anyway, we go to do, and we have this guy. He works at the church. He's like a deacon in the Catholic Church, like a pastor type of thing, where he's not a priest, but he does all the priest shit basically. I don't know. They ran not enough priests probably. Yeah. So he's like married, and he has 5 kids. He's an older guy. He's like in his 60s. He looks like he's got like long silver hair and like a beard, and he's kind of Jesus-y looking in like in a greeting card kind of a way. Yeah. So, this guy seems like a nice guy. He's from New York. He's got this accent. Sounds like Larry David's going to baptize your kid.
Got it.
So I'm like, this guy's fine, right? So we line it all up, and the day we're supposed to baptize Joey, his wife dies. Like 2 hours before. So he calls, and he's, in tears, and his wife's dead. His wife of 40 years just died.
Yep.
So we're like, we'll reschedule, So we reschedule for 2 months later. So 2 months later comes around, and by the way, Rod is Joey's godfather, right. Rod Beck, my friend. So the day of his second christening...
Well, Rod is Joey's godfather.
Right, that's what I meant. What did I say, the other way around?
I think you said Joey is Rod's godfather.
Well, that would be weird.
That's horrible.
That'd be very hard to pull off. So this one, Rod's Joey's godfather. Mm-hmm. So this day comes around, and Rod dies. So we just said, you know what? God doesn't want this fucking kid. Doesn't want him.
God's had enough already.
Wash his hands of him. We're done. Fuck it. I think 2 attempts. We can't afford to kill anyone else. There's enough blood on our hands from trying to get this kid baptized. Fuck it. I'm over it.
How many people got to die for you to go to heaven,
How many people got to die, Joey? How much blood needs to be on your little tiny hands? Let me ask you a question. How much?
As far as I'm concerned, you've killed 2. You're not getting into heaven anyway.
It's over with. An old lady and a nice ball player. You're going down. I'm sorry. A lot of people like those people.
A man of the cloth's wife. You murdered her.
I mean,
what have you done?
She had grandkids. Right. You understand me? You know how sad they was. Think about that. Very, very sad people. So... the leg washes up. Yeah. Obviously, the wedding is pretty much over at this point once a human severed leg washes up 10 feet from you. Not romantic anymore, The pictures are going to be fucked up, the memories. So then they see about 30 feet away, there's another leg.
Oh, no.
There are 2 legs. So now it's really over at this point. Now, if we were going to continue... someone was just going to clear the leg aside. Yeah. Now we really got to get into it. So
everybody hates leg day.
Everyone hates it, especially when it's on your wedding day.
Right.
No one wants a leg day on wedding day. So a Connorsville State Police post person, they examined these legs, and they determined that they were from a woman who was white. They figured that out that's the easiest part to figure out. Yeah. I think she's white. Okay, we got that part. Between 20 and 30 years old. They estimate about 5'5" and say she weighs about 170 pounds, give or take 20 pounds. Okay. And they said that they could not determine the color of her hair, which, I mean...
I agree.
That would be a neat trick if you could. So that'd be pretty fucking,
Right.
We couldn't tell what kind of hat she was wearing either. Like, clearly not.
We got her legs. We're still trying to nail down the color of her eyes.
Yeah. Very strange. So anyway, this is sad. There's legs.
Yeah.
So they take the coroner takes the legs at Indiana University Medical Center, and said the examination failed to determine how long the woman had been dead, although they believe that she'd probably been severed. The legs had been severed for about 2 weeks, they think.
It's been a minute.
Which they really can't tell though because of the water and the coolness. They really don't know how much You don't know where they've been because if they've been floating too, so you can't tell the exact temperature and shit like that. They do say there was no signs of scars or deformities that would have made it easier to identify. No tattoos, no scars, no nothing like that.
Amount of toes.
Yeah, no. Hey, look at that. She's nice. She's got 8 toes.
Right.
Anybody missing an 8-toed girl?
Yeah.
Anybody.
You can find her pretty quick.
Yeah, he did say, though, and this will help, that their victim was wearing red and white striped socks and a size 8.5 suede kind of a cowboy type boot.
I hate that.
So she's
that means
wearing
they're
that.
there.
That
both
means,
of them.
Yeah. Oh, there's still the socks and the shoes are on the legs.
Wow.
That's what they said. There's a boot on the side there. They said unless someone identifies the shoes or socks, it's going to be a difficult situation. Which luckily boots are very distinctive.
Specific,
so that helps, and we'll talk about that. They said after that they fanned out in a 6-mile stretch around it to look for, I don't know, more fingers, fucking heads, the rest, whatever the top half, I guess. I mean, so the sheriff said that police combed the area along US 52 between Brookville and Cedar Grove, got no new evidence. They said high winds prevented an air search, so they couldn't do that. Also, the legs were clad in tight blue jeans. Not the tops of the blue jeans, but sawed off. They were sawed off about 8 inches above the knee. The legs were by a power saw of some kind, they determined here. Tan suede boots were found there. Like we said, this is about 1 p.m., an afternoon Valentine's Day wedding. They said, quote, if it hadn't been for the wedding, the legs would have been there before we found them.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Wait a second.
Yeah.
A sheriff, this guy has a job. He said, if it hadn't been for the wedding, the legs would have been there before we found them.
Yeah.
In other words, we wouldn't have found them because they would have been there when we weren't.
Right.
Wow. Imagine that's a police officer. Imagine he pulls you over.
Yep.
I don't know what you'd like me to do, sir.
Is that the same guy that said we still don't know what color her hair is?
Yes, I think it was,
it
actually.
has to be, right?
No, it wasn't, actually.
Okay.
That was another guy.
There's another dummy that works for them.
This guy, I don't even know what to say about that. You'd be like, I'd love to follow orders, officer, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
Do you want me to do that?
He's speaking weird riddles, sir.
That's what it is. He's like, he speaks in riddles.
Right.
He's like it's like an ancient.
That is bizarre.
It's weird. So they're operating under the theory that the woman was murdered. No shit.
Great.
No, she committed suicide and sawed her fucking legs off and threw them down a river beforehand.
That's not what happened at all. She had a heart attack in her apartment, and then she exploded.
With perfectly even power saw fucking wounds.
Her heart exploded so hard inside her, it took her legs off.
She ate a lot of Arby's, so that's not her fault.
What's this guy talking about?
Wow, this is crazy.
And then they found them on a riverbank, and they fanned out on the highway?
On everything.
Right, okay.
Because the church was on a highway.
Right.
So basically everything on both sides of the highway did like a 6-mile radius around the legs.
But what I would do is follow the water.
Well, they do that too. It's in the 6-mile radius. Right. Yeah, I would assume you'd want to get on the sides. Well, that didn't work though. They did that. That didn't work. No traces of any other body parts.
Okay.
No blood found near the church at all.
Weird.
Nothing found. No trails of blood. So they believe obviously the woman was killed elsewhere.
Dump site.
Legs were removed somewhere else. They didn't do it, in the church fucking parking lot.
Right.
Surprising, because that's normally where you dismember people is in the open in a church courtyard. Yeah. That's where I do it anyway. I don't know. All the famous serial killers do it like that.
I don't know. As the bride and groom kiss and they announce them as for the first time as a couple, there is a lot of noise. That's a good time to murder somebody.
It is.
It'll muffle it.
As they're saying I do, they usually tell you to calm down. Can you shut off the power saw? We're trying to do our nuptials, please. So
you probably fire up a Black & Decker at that time.
You never know. So the officer said it looks like someone just pulled off the road and threw them on an embankment.
Okay.
Yeesh. A very sharp instrument was used to cut. They said, I think a knife or saw might have been used because it was a clean cut, as opposed to twisting it off manually with your fucking arms. Right. These people are the most annoying motherfuckers. Obviously. We're going under the assumption she was murdered.
Yeah.
Not that she just didn't want her legs no more.
Right.
And decided to
enough of this.
saw them off mid-bone.
Everybody's called her Cankles her whole life or something.
Yeah.
And she just can't take it anymore.
Fucking ridiculous.
Can't call me that now.
Take that. I doubt it. We're going to go with the murder thing here. They say the legs were probably dumped at the site less than 48 hours before this because someone else was around there then.
Okay.
So they said there was people around here that would have noticed the fucking legs.
Oh.
2 days ago. Right. So, it must have been in the last 2 days. So the sheriff, they ask, what do you think? And he assumes, we believe it's probably Satan worshipers.
Oh,
that's his immediate, this is the mid-'80s where anything that happened, they're like, we assume it was a Satan worshiper who had a lot of heavy metal records. That would be every statement from, that's just our assumption. That's all we can go on.
We're going to canvass out and search every Tower Records till we find the murderer.
That's the one. Every warehouse, every goddamn Camelot Records in every mall in this country, we are going to search.
We're going to run down Sam Goody's mailing list.
T to B.
Right.
So they're saying that it might be that. They're saying, we've had some Satan shit around here before, and maybe that's it. He says that there's incidents over the past 2 years, including the discovery of mutilated animals found in fields, dead animals hung upside down in trees, and pentagrams painted on road signs. Remember the kids who drew pentagrams on shit in high school?
As a joke.
They did that because they were like, ha, old people hate this. Right. That's all it was.
Old people think this means something. Yeah. It means nothing.
They didn't, and they wouldn't even do it right.
No.
They'd do it, the wrong fucking way. They don't know any better. He says, quote, those things would definitely show signs of occult activity or teenagers and maybe a future serial killer.
Or just some bored hillbillies, too.
That's the other thing. They like to take animals apart sometimes. Yeah. So they think, though, they say that this is Tim Patry of Trenton, Ohio, a parapsychologist who does research on witchcraft and demonology.
Oh, boy.
In the 80s, so he's just full of shit. He said the officer said that some of the reports on animals have come from conservation officers in the rural county about 17 miles north of Brookville, but there's never been a connection made to Satanists. Yeah, there's a reason for that. We've been doing some checking, but we haven't been able to put our finger on anything. We can't find out where they're having their meetings, he says. We can't find out where they're having their. There's guys. Where are they? There's hundreds of them. We know it. Bloodthirsty. It's like three teenagers. Right. Who wear black sometimes.
Using the word they is rather presumptuous, too, because it's probably singular.
Yeah.
It's probably not even plural.
No.
It's one weirdo.
It's 3 high school kids that are chubby and have bad complexions. That's it. That's who it is. We went to high school. We know that kid.
Right.
It's that kid.
Yeah.
He's fine. Yeah.
That
kid usually gets good grades and shit, and he's fine. So the sheriff says that the discoveries appear to have something to do with the occult. He says, quote, I don't think the kids are just doing these things. They all seem to have a meaning to them. Yeah. All seem to have a meaning to them. Ooh. So let's talk about some people here.
All right.
With these meaningful occult mutilated animal 2 years ago.
You got all these buried meanings and
shit. Know how it goes. Yeah. Let's talk about John Lee Fryman.
Yeah.
Want to talk about him?
Sounds like a subliminal fella.
He's a Midwestern 80s kind of guy. Want to see a picture of him?
I sure do.
Check him out here. And I'll post these on. Look at that guy.
Yeah.
Mullet kicking.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Look at the fat ass neck on this kid.
He's a skinny little shit, though. It's
really?
Just the way he's sitting. Wow. It's the way he's leaned up against the wall.
The neck goes as far as the ears.
Yeah, you'll see later on. But he's
very, very David Lee Roth.
Well, he wishes he was David Lee Roth. Yeah, because you'll see that hair there is going to get pretty wispy pretty fast. Which is when you see hey, I'm long hair rock and roll guy with wispy front hair, you're like, ooh, it's over, buddy. Your persona is gone.
Yeah.
John Lee Fryman, was born on Christmas Day, 1962. So he's a Christmas baby.
Beautiful.
He grew up outside around the Cincinnati area. Basically, he attended Mount Healthy High School.
Oh.
So that's healthy right there, Mount Healthy High School, which he left in 1980, obviously, after his 18th birthday. He didn't graduate, though.
No?
Let's not go crazy here. He left after his...
He aged out?
Then just left once he was done. I'm done now.
They say when you're 18, you don't have to go anymore, so...
I think 16, as a matter of fact.
I'm not going to go anymore.
He was just like, I'm done. Why go that long and be done? So anyway, he left in 1980, and then from 1980 until May of 1983, he lived at home with his parents.
Yeah.
From 18 to 21, grew his mullet out nicely, took that big brush that he had in his back pocket,
horsehair one,
fucking really brushed it up to give it a good frizz. Really did some of that for a few years. And he lives at home, I assume, annoying his parents with his bad musical choices.
Likely.
Yeah, I would say. This is in Springfield Township with his parents, David and Susan Fryman.
Okay.
All right. So where did he go in May of 83?
Like to know.
All right. Well, how about jail?
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's how he got out of his mom's house?
That's it. I got sprung. I'm moving out. Good news. I'm moving out of my house. Bad news.
I'm moving into a different house.
It's jail. I'm moving into a bigger house.
Yeah, I'm moving into the big house.
So on May 26th, 1983, he was arrested for purse snatching. And apparently this was not his first. They then connected him to a couple more robberies because he ends up with 3 counts of robbery, which is not great, basically.
It's one of the most chicken shit crimes, right?
Purse snatching?
Honestly.
Yeah.
Who are you, pussy?
That's the type of thing where, like, it's like a cliche, like in an old Italian neighborhood. You'd be like, yeah, nobody in this neighborhood walks around knocking old ladies over, taking their purses, break their fucking legs. That's like the most chicken shit street crime that you can think of, going around stealing popsicles out of little girls' hands. Right. That's the same thing.
Dude, stop a fucking diesel and boost its fucking load, you pussy.
Purse snatching. I hate that the most, too.
I do, too.
When they'll see, like, a surveillance video of some, like, 25-year-old person, like, punch an old lady and take their purse, and you're like, I want to kill that man. How do I reach in and kill him? Can I do that?
Can you guys just not arrest him? Just give us all his address and we'll fix it?
Yeah, just show his face up there and go, we're going to leave him be. He works at the McDonald's at the corner of 4th and Fairfield if you want to.
His next shift's 11 to 7 Tuesday. Pop in.
Not bad. He works the lunch. Come on in. Get yourself. Oh, by the way, double cheeseburgers are 99 cents.
He'll be in there frustrated for the first 2 hours telling drunks, we stopped serving breakfast. And then pop in and beat the living shit out of that guy.
Feel free to dunk his head in the fryer. All right, then. So when police bring him in.
That is wow, James. Yeah, you are vicious.
Don't hit old ladies.
A French fries swirly? That's crazy.
I will swirl your head in hot boiling fry grease. Are you kidding me?
I think it's warranted. I just think it's fucking incredible that that's your first thought.
I grew up with old ladies. You hit an old lady, you deserve what you get.
You just went like the most painful part of that restaurant.
I'm Italian. We go to extreme violence. If you push me to the point of violence, it's going to be extreme. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to have a good idea. Most people are like, I'll stab that person. What is that? I'm creative. I'm a creative person.
Yeah.
I will come up with something fun, like a French fry swirly.
Felt like you just stood yourself in a McDonald's kitchen and looked around and were like, yep, that's it. That's the worst one.
Yeah, I said, spatula? That's not going to work. What is this?
Face on the grill? It's a griddle.
I mean, there's knives. That's fine. He'll put his hands down and block it. He'll burn his hands. Who cares? Fryer. Bang. Nowhere to put your hands.
Nope.
Just right in there.
You're in.
That's it. Little out. How's that feel? Back in.
As his face skin is sloughing off.
Take it out. Hold an old lady's purse in front of him. What, you want this? Right back in. I don't care what the fuck you do. That's as bad as rape and child molestation.
It's a real bitch crime.
Don't fuck with old people. Leave old people alone. I hate that
really
shit.
Just women, because that's what that is. That's a crime on women.
Shove old men down either. Well, yeah, old men don't generally carry purses.
Rare, unless we're holding hers for because she's tired.
That's true. That could happen. I don't want to assume it's an old lady that he purse snatched, but I just feel like it is.
But taking a purse is like you're obviously going after somebody that's weaker than you.
Exactly,
and that's a bitch move.
And he's not a real big guy either, as we'll talk about. So,
and he did it more than once.
Oh yeah, 3 times apparently. So they bring him in, and police are right away fascinated with his tattoos.
Yeah.
Okay, because this is 1983. Yeah. In 83, if you might have a tattoo, right? Maybe or something.
A lot of tattoos. You're Nikki Sixx.
A lot of tattoos is like, what's going on with you, or what are you into? This is weird. Were you in the fucking Navy, or are you in a band, or are you some sort of weird Satan worshiper? One of the 3 is all you could be. They said 2 circles he had. Cincinnati, Ohio, written on his arm.
That's a lot of letters.
It's a lot. A swastika, of course. Gotta have the swastika. Johnny Lee, his name, in case he forgets. A Maltese cross. Okay.
That's that German cross.
Yep. Harley wings were all over his arms, legs, and chest. Multiple Harley things all over the fucking place.
Jesus.
Yeah. The chief here, David Voss, said, quote, I took pictures of them. They were so weird. Just fascinated by them. Well, did you take a look at them? Mind if I get my Polaroid out? My kids are going to love this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Iron Horseman was also tattooed on his chest. But a spokesman for the Iron Horseman Motorcycle Club said that this guy was not a member at all. They don't know who the fuck he is.
Is it nearby? Like their chapter or something?
I think they're
so he's
in the Midwest
just trying
somewhere.
To fit in.
I guess, but they were just like, we don't know that motherfucker.
That's weird.
He's only 24.
Right.
He ends up being convicted and being sent to Lebanon Correctional Facility for the robbery in July of 1983. He gets sentenced to, wow, you, sir, may certainly fuck off 5 to 15 years for these. That's good.
Good.
Judge had generally the same feeling about things that I do.
It's not legal for me to dunk you in a fryer, but I'm going to do my best.
I sentence you to one dunking in a Wait, hold on. What is that? Fucking Constitution. All right.
It said something about cruel and unusual.
5 to 15. Okay, fuck out of here. Fine. I was all disappointed. Go on. Shit.
Hope it's as painful as facial scars, you fucking jerk.
Fuck. So his mother, Suzanne Fryman, told everybody how her son had changed from a good student and an award winner. I don't know what he won awards in, probably attendance. And then she said when he was about 12, everything changed, which is when I started getting shitty grades too. About 12. I started like having other interests and not really caring.
My mom
school.
had the most questions about me in 5th grade. I mean, granted, that's about the time that something horrible happened to me. But that was when I went from A's to D's, like right now.
When did you start wearing glasses too? Was it around then too?
No, sixth grade was when I got my first pair.
So you probably couldn't see in 5th grade.
It's probably true, but I didn't even wear them in 6th grade. I wore them finally in like 8th grade. That's when I finally
broke
started
down
wearing.
And
because people were getting punched in them.
Well, that's not good.
That'll make you not want to wear them.
I want to get them. I'm just going to get them broken.
Yeah.
Mom. So
it's just going to take my fucking eyes out.
Suzanne said it was a drastic change. We were concerned his personality would come and go. So he turned into kind of a weirdo, basically. He ends up getting his high school diploma, his GED, I should say, from Wilmington College while in lockup here. He continued the program and was a senior when he ended up getting out, basically, who is the director of the college relations there, said he was majoring in both psychology and sociology, and that he was enrolled for a 1-3 credit internship. That's what he needed to graduate. I don't know what that means. He said, from what I've been able to find out, he was a person that does not stand out in any way, a very quiet person. Okay. He was denied parole in April of 1984. Then he's denied parole again in February of 1985. They don't say why, but then on May 20th, 1986, he's finally granted parole.
Okay.
So 3 years he does on a 5 to 15. He's granted parole from Lebanon, and he's out. He had a friend in there. He met a friend while in jail.
That's not good.
Okay, no. Well, I mean, they weren't in jail with him. He met a friend on the outside.
Oh.
Love after lockup style.
Got it.
Here. It became involved with a girl named Monica Denise Lemon, or Lehman. I'm not sure. It's Lemen.
Okay.
So
Lehman.
I don't want to mispronounce it, but
don't look at
Monica.
Me. Don't look at me for this shit.
No. So Monica became his pen pal. Apparently, her mother says that they met while they were both visiting someone at jail.
Okay.
She says that she took Monica to meet to go visit their uncle maybe or something in jail, and he was there visiting one of his relatives in jail, and that's how they met. And then a pen pal relationship came out of that.
Somebody was visiting him while he was in jail?
No, before he was in jail.
Oh, okay.
They had met before. That's what the mother said. They had met on a visiting day when they were both visitors.
Got it.
At the jail. But then other people say they met while he was in jail through pen pal shit.
Okay.
I'm not sure which one it is. It really doesn't matter.
It's probably around the same time anyway.
That's why it's in the ballpark.
Right.
So Monica became acquainted with him. They're pen pals there. And while there, only one person outside of his family signed his roster to visit him, and that was Monica.
Okay.
So she visited him 5 times in 1983 and 1984.
Okay.
So
10 times total?
No, 5 times total over 2 years.
Got it.
So, but spread out over 2 years.
Okay.
So, consistently enough, but whatever. So, that's a friend if they'll visit you in prison 5 times.
For sure.
That's something. Monica, worked as a waitress at the time in like 86, 87 after he gets out at a Buskin Bakery, which is at 8th and Walnut Streets in downtown Cincinnati.
Okay, sure.
That's the only place in town that doesn't smell like zoo and sulfur because it's a bakery.
Right.
She chose wisely. See, this Monica's smart. She's just the smart one of the stories so far. She grew up on the west side of Cincinnati, attended Cheviot Elementary School, and now Cheviot is where he was arrested for purse snatching. That's the town sheriff that said they were so weird I took pictures of him. That was the Cheviot sheriff. So I don't know if that's if he met her then or who knows. But she went to Gamble Middle School, Western Hills High School. The principal said of her, Raymond Fink, said she attended school from 82 until April of 83 when she dropped out. But she ended up getting her high school diploma from the night program. Okay. In 1987, she's 21 years old. So she's 3 years younger than him. So when she was visiting him, she was like 18. Yeah. She like just turned 18 when she was visiting him.
She was still in high school when he met her.
Probably, yeah. They were or just. Yeah. She stopped in April of 83, which is he got busted in May of 83. So. Yeah. She had just gotten out of high school when that all happened. She was also, in addition to being a waitress, she's enrolled in Cincinnati Technical College as well, where she's going and taking classes there. Okay. So she's trying to make something of herself, Monica. She's, trying to do something here. So the thing is, they have had a weird relationship, Monica and John. Yeah. It started with, apparently, a friend of Monica says that Monica once told them that John threatened to kill her. This is in November of 86. Basically, John's performing a satanic rite in his trailer, okay? He's got a trailer. He's got a back room that's set up as his, quote, sorcery room. Yeah. That's what he calls it. Yeah. It's my sorcery room. Yeah. It's painted all black, and they always make a big deal out of that, which... I have a room that's painted all black, and there's no sorcery. It's fine.
My son's 12. That's the only one he wants me to paint in his bedroom.
Yeah, it's fine. Our media room is all black. It's good.
He's not much of a sorcerer, that 12-year-old.
Well, he might be. You never know. You don't know what he's doing in there, Jimmy.
The only thing he makes disappear is food out of my pantry.
Yeah, well, he might be able to jerk off really well, and he goes, ta-da! He thinks it's sorcery. He doesn't know yet.
All it takes is food to make all of this.
All of it. Yeah. So... Apparently, this friend said that Monica had witnessed John during a satanic ritual that he was performing in his trailer, witnessed him kill an owl.
What?
Okay, now
get the fuck out of here.
The fuck do you get an owl?
Yeah.
In your possession.
How do you bait that?
How do you get... This is okay.
Yeah.
My neighborhood is basically an owl sanctuary. Like, I don't know. It's the most owls I've ever heard of in one place at one time. There's owls everywhere in this neighborhood.
Not just owls... this is a city,
in the middle of the city.
You're right in it.
But there's trees in my neighborhood and shit, they're full of owls.
And these are not...
Full. They're like huge.
Right. That's the main part. These are not like you look at a little picture on the internet. It's a cute little owl.
It's a wingspan like Jimmy.
Right.
They have like
a 6-foot wingspan.
It's wild.
They're enormous.
Huge, these owls around here.
You hear them around. Yeah.
we were shooing them out of trees with flashlights so we could see them and how big they were running around the neighborhood.
James is talking to me. He goes, "Do you hear that hooting? That's an owl." And I go, "Oh my God, that's an owl." And then he goes, "It's right there in that tree." So I've got a bike light, James. Look at this. And I got my bike light out. We're flashing it at it.
Next thing you know, we're running down the middle of the street chasing owls that are flying.
You hear the wings open, not fly.
Yeah, you hear, and then it's just soaring across the sky like, oh my God.
And in the moonlight, horrifying.
And I don't know if you know about owls, but they don't just advise you the best way to eat a Tootsie Pop. They are fucking vicious.
They don't read books.
No.
They're not wise.
They're like sky otters. They're vicious as shit. They would rape you if they could, but instead they'll just claw into you with these razor sharp talons. They're vicious.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you get that under control and get it in your house to do anything with? Imagine if that thing got loose in your house.
I don't want anything to do with it.
Imagine being in a trailer room with an owl.
Right.
You'd have to bust through the tin wall. You'd have no choice.
They swoop down in these neighborhoods and take medium-sized dogs.
That's serious.
They're terrifying animals.
So somehow he killed an owl.
Oh, boy.
During this, and then drained the blood onto a sacrificial altar, which we'll talk about what that is in a little while, because it's disturbing. Okay. Now, Monica didn't like this.
I'm sure.
Monica's a pretty, she's got a couple of things we'll talk about, but she's pretty much in the realm of normal and seems like she's got her head on her shoulders and whatever. And she says, please don't murder an owl in front of me and drain its blood. I'm not really into seeing that.
Yeah.
So she told her friend that John told her that he could, quote, kill her, dismember her, and paint the walls with her blood if she ever made him mad.
Oh,
so don't make me mad.
Now watch me dominate nature.
Now watch me destroy an owl. So Monica told that friend in this conversation, just to let you know, anything ever happens to me, it's probably John Fryman who did it, because no one else has ever threatened to dismember me and paint the walls with my blood.
Yeah.
That's a pretty specific threat. It really is. So now his parents, if you talk to Fryman's parents, they'll tell you, oh yeah, he's a devil worshiper, obviously. I mean, he loves the devil. No, he's totally into the devil.
Yeah.
He's not shy about liking being into Satanism or any shit like that.
Well, what did you do wrong?
Yeah, he goes by the name Todva.
Okay.
Todva when he's doing satanic shit. You know what I mean? He's got a little satanic thing going on. He's like, oh, Todva's coming out. It's like his drag alter ego, kind of. Todva.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Call me Todd for sure.
Call me Todva. So that's when he's doing satanic shit. Now, members have said that, family members have said that basically him and Monica kind of shared an interest in the occult, but his is way more weird.
Yeah.
He's into, I want to kill an owl and drain its blood, where
Right.
she's like, I like black, and like that candle's pretty cool.
I
You
don't
know what I'm saying?
Shout at the Devil's a great song.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, I like Judas Priest as much as the next guy
Right.
here. Ozzy's all right, but it's the 80s. I'm trying to think of what was around. So, yeah, I feel like she's just kind of into, kind of dark stuff, and maybe is, a Slayer fan.
Yeah.
And, likes candles and shit like that. But she's not looking to sacrifice things and, do satanic rituals. She's just looking to,
I want to open an owl.
Yeah, she's just kind of 80s goth. That's all. That's all it is. So, anyway, her boyfriend says of her, and this is now we're talking about February of 1987. Remember, these mystery legs are found on the 14th of February. Her boyfriend, Monica's boyfriend, Dennis Witt of Cincinnati, he says that February 9th, she gets a phone call from John Fryman and arranged for John to pick her up, which is weird as the boyfriend. Go hang out with the weird owl murdering dude that you met in jail, that you met when he was in jail. She wasn't never in jail. He said that Monica had become afraid of her in December when they argued in the trailer, and he said that I'll, paint the walls with your blood.
Right.
So 2 months later, he's like, yeah, I let her go hang out with him. Or, I was okay with that, and she was okay with that. So I don't understand it. He had a different interpretation too. The boyfriend said, quote, she said he threatened to kill her and write her name in blood on the wall. Either way, both of those are bad. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you all sorts of good stuff about Chime. That's what I'm talking about. There's so many extra fees you have to pay in life. Everything. You go to the airline, there's an extra ticket on that. There's extra fee on every fees and fees, hotels, fees, all this type of stuff. We're trying to make progress, and the next thing you know, here comes another fee coming at you, and it's more money than you expected, and your whole math is thrown off, and it's awful. Learn more at chime.com/smalltownmurder. Chime is great with that stuff. I mean, you can't beat if your things are a little tight, especially around the holidays or after the holidays. You need that money a couple days early, or go grocery shopping. You got a car payment due. There's so many things that don't cross over exactly how you want them to cross over. Make progress toward a better financial future with Chime. Open your account in 2 minutes at chime.com/smalltownmurder. That's chime.com/smalltownmurder. Feels like progress. Banking services and debit cards provided by Bancorp Bank N.A. or Stride Bank N.A., members FDIC. Spot me eligibility requirements and overdraft limits apply. Boosts are available to eligible Chime members enrolled in Spot Me and are subject to monthly limits. Timing depends on submission of payment file. Fees apply at out-of-network ATMs.
And now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about a healthy, delicious item, Hero Bread. And we're both trying to get healthier this new year. Jimmy had a eye-opening doctor's appointment and things like that. So we're trying to get healthier, and I'm telling you right now, this hero bread is a good step in this direction. It's delicious, and it is really good for you, and it's really excellent. They have the sliced bread is good, the bagels, the tortillas. I know you've been
they're terrific.
Ranting about the tortillas. They're so good. With hero bread, you can focus on your health goals and still indulge in the soft, fluffy experience you love, but guilt-free. I really love the little Hawaiian rolls, too.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're so good. The Hawaiian rolls, they're legit. They're fluffy. Yeah. They're exactly how you want them to be. You'd never know it's low-carb and high-fiber bread from the texture. You get the soft, fluffy experience you know and love with your savory breakfast sandwich, late-night grilled cheese, Taco Tuesday. Do it. No compromises, just flavor, ultra-low net carbs, 0 grams of sugar, high in fiber. It's fantastic. Hero Bread is offering 10% off your order. Go to hero.co and use the code SmallTownMurder at checkout. That's SmallTownMurder at HERO.co.
And now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about Sono Bello. You know, the most known secret with celebrities and influencers and all these famous people is so many of them have had lipo. They've had lipo, whether it's a little touch-up here or a total makeover. Yeah. Nobody has a perfect body. That's the thing. No. They may look like it on TV, but there's things that help that. Absolutely. Lipo now has changed, and Sono Bello's been at the forefront with using LAL technology and getting those beautiful and natural outcomes for each person. Looking real natural. Our friends at Sono Bello are offering their best deal. You're now included in their winter savings event, but appointments are limited, so please get on this. Sono Bello doctors are masters in micro laser fat removal, a brilliant technique that removes stubborn fat permanently. Wherever your problem areas are, tummy, love handles, thighs, arms, it's gone in one comfortable visit. Eating healthy and workouts are great. Keep doing that, but if you want to lose that stubborn fat in one visit, check out Sono Bello. Save big during their winter savings event. Schedule your free consultation now at sonobello.com/smalltownmurder. That's sonobello.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Bad. So
yeah, I'll see you when you get home. No, what?
Good luck.
I'm never leaving you alone with this man.
No, next is Beverly Cox we have to meet. Beverly Cox in 1987, early 87, is 20 years old. Mm-hmm. So she's right about Monica's age. Here's Beverly. It's kind of hard to get a good look at her, but there she is there. There's old Beverly.
That looks like a fucking, I can't see her.
She looks older than she is. Yeah, it's in this picture because that's a picture from later. Anyway.
Looks like a postcard.
Kind of, yeah. A little bit.
Yeah.
So she is kind of, as we'll talk about, she's kind of grows up one of these people that kind of latches on to group to group kind of a person, looking for something to belong to, which, Jesus, we all did that.
Or good for her, too, because she's like, you latch onto a group, you see it, and you're like, this chick sucks, and everybody likes her. I don't want to be around this shit.
Yeah, and a lot of times when you're a teenager, too, you just like, your interests will wane and ebb and flow into different things, and you'll dress totally different in one school year from the next, and it's just kind of how people are as a kid. You're looking for something, and then you figure it out, and then you don't change ever.
Yeah.
Then you have the same everything for the next 40 years.
That is a great point.
That's what it is.
Sophomore to senior year, I have four different wardrobes.
Yeah.
I have the same wardrobe today that I had when I was 29.
You figured it out. You're like, this is me.
This'll do
it. Hey, look at this.
I'll run with this.
Huh?
Jeans, t-shirt, done.
Standing in the mirror, huh? Right?
You look the ball, sir. It's either that or it's like, there's nothing I can put on this to make it look better. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fuck it. I'm putting this on.
I wear the same shit I did in high school, except less baggy. That's it. Everything just
a little better fit.
Sunk in a little, a few sizes tighter, and that's about it. Otherwise, it's still like a Nas t-shirt or something. Like I'm still wearing the same shit. So now Beverly Cox, John Fryman meets Beverly Cox. Where else do young Satanists out in the world meet? At the Cottingham retirement community. Obviously, Jimmy. Where else would they meet? Okay. This one's full of surprises.
Yeah.
It's a nice wedding, and there's some legs.
Right.
There's this, and there's that. So this is in Sharonville. Cox began work there as a nurse's aide on October 9th, 1986, and she performed, her boss said she performed her duties in accordance with regulations and was very cordial to the residents there. We had no problems with her.
Yeah.
Until they both walked off the job together They quit mid-shift together on November 16th, 1986.
What does he do there?
Okay, he's a janitor or some shit. So they both quit.
Yeah.
All right? They quit their jobs, and they move in together. They literally leave their jobs and move in together.
Okay.
Where do they move? The Debbie Trailer Park.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yikes. This is in... I have a picture of the trailer.
It used to be called Debbie's Trailer Park because it was just Debbie.
The S fell off.
Yeah.
Somebody stole the S. I think it's them little kids.
Old Debbie died, so we don't care.
We don't give a shit.
Nobody
she ain't
cares.
around. No, Debbie is like, she started it, but like 9 people owned it since then. We just too lazy to change the sign. Signs are expensive. You ever try to get a sign made?
You ever try to buy a 2-foot by 3-foot S?
I was just going to say,
Those
even
shits are expensive.
the S is out of my price range. I can't buy a whole new name.
It's one of the most popular letters in the alphabet.
Yeah.
They know there's demand for it. You ever watch Wheel of Fortune? RSTLNE.
Sir, my name is Aloysius. Now, I'm not made of money. I'm just not made of money. This is at 124 Sammy Drive in Fairfield. Okay. This is the trailer, Jimmy.
Wow.
This is not great.
Little window unit, got the lattice, the little fucking...
Yeah,
is that the tongue of the trailer right there?
I believe it
that is. That is a tongue.
There.
They didn't even lock that off.
Oh,
Jesus.
No. There's a wagon wheel
just in case they got to go.
Oh, yeah. But there's that corrugated steel instead of lattice there.
Right.
It's a single wide, too. It's not great living.
No.
It's not great living. Not ideal.
Yeah.
Not ideal.
That's depressing.
I would say. Now, Deborah's also into black magic.
Okay.
Of course. Before they met, she was into this type of shit. She wrote a report on witchcraft in high school, which lots of high school girls do that kind of shit. But her former husband was a Satanist, and her mother was a witch as well. And we'll find out more because her dad, it goes back. Okay. So mom's a witch. And that's how this works.
Yeah.
Now, this whole thing is just getting, you think it's weird? It's about to go.
That girl's a nightmare.
Oh,
I already know. Holy shit, is she a lot to deal with?
Wait till this is over.
Oh, boy.
February 9th, 1987, is, like we said, is when Monica is picked up by John Fryman, and they take off here. She leaves. She left work on February 9th and told her job that she was going to another job interview at a motel in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Basically here. She lived in Cincinnati in an apartment with her boyfriend. She goes home and ends up having John pick her up from her place, and that was it, basically. They end up going... why are they leaving? Apparently, and this is from multiple sources, including the boyfriend, this isn't just John Fryman saying this, apparently they are leaving because John is going to help Monica cash some stolen checks that she has.
Okay.
So, yeah, but I mean, that's not violent. I don't really care. Yeah. It's fine. So, February 10th, 1987, we'll get to. This is the next day. Okay. She is still at the trailer the next day. We don't know if she wants to be there or not. That's the thing. Okay. We're not sure if she wants to be there or not. That part is all very cloudy. But at some point, John takes her into the sorcery room during an argument and is forcing her to read a satanic incantation that he has painted on the door. Okay? This is what he's doing. He brings her in there and says, "You read that right fucking now."
Yeah.
Don't know the meaning or don't know why or any shit like that. So she complies because she's afraid of him. She goes back and she starts reading this incantation off the wall, blah, blah, blah. While this is happening, he shoots her in the head with a .25 caliber
Oh, my
pistol.
God.
Pulls it out, shoots her in the back of the head.
What the shit?
She never saw it coming. Never knew it was coming, was in the middle of talking. He wasn't pointing it at her beforehand. He just took it out and popped her while she was doing it.
Are these like English words or like gobbledygook shit? Do we know?
It's Satan. It's I have it later on. It's like, our Father who art thou in hell and all that horse shit. So just whatever. Yeah. So shoots her in the head with a .25.
Fuck.
Okay, this is the morning of the 10th. Mm-hmm. She dies, obviously. She dies there. We don't know. The other thing, too, we don't know if she killed her immediately, if she suffered, how she was. We have no idea about this because he's not talking about it. Now, Deborah's there as well. Really? She's involved in all this shit. They hang out for the whole day with Monica's body, trying to figure out what to do with it. Well, fuck, how do we get it out of here? This is going to be rough. I don't know. Well, you carry that. I can't carry this. How do we do this? Well, this keeps getting in the way. These goddamn legs are the problem.
Oh, no.
The legs are the problem. It'd be so much easier if we could just have one section and then the legs, and then we could all fit it all in the trunk also. That way it'll package much easier. So he goes and borrows a circular saw from someone and comes back and saws both of Monica's legs off 8 inches above the knee. And that's that. Take her outside. They put her in a trunk. They take the legs, they take them to a separate location, and she's gone. So she's a missing person, Monica, obviously. She doesn't return home at all. They can't find her. It's not until the 11th where they file a missing person report. Her boyfriend, I think her father ends up, because the boyfriend tells her parents she hasn't been home. They call the job, she hasn't been there. So it's, she's not like that. She's dependable. So they immediately call the police. And they start looking for her, and immediately the first people they want to talk to is John Fryman.
Yeah.
Because he was the last person that obviously picked her up, and he had threatened her life before, so clearly. But they can't find John Fryman. No. He's not around at all until February 11th, when they do find him. Not at home, though. Where? They find him in a non-traditional way, let's put it. They find him and Deborah both. They pick him up on the I-40, I believe, or near the I-40. And they pick him up because he or somebody had just robbed a Clark Oil Company station, a gas station in Fairfield. And in one of the employees, a woman named Tammy Sue Rose was shot in the robbery.
Oh, Jesus.
He shot her, and she is in a coma after this.
Like in the head shot.
Shot her and put her in a coma.
My word.
A poor gas station employee was in a robbery for a gas station. What's he getting? $60? I mean, this is fucking ridiculous for some.
It's got to be one of those dangerous jobs.
It's ridiculous, man. So she had been shot in the head. She'll be in a coma for 6 weeks.
Wow. Imagine
that, how horrible it is. Works at the fucking...
Oh, God, I hope she makes it.
Oh, my God. So, well, we'll find out. We'll keep up with her here. So, the police end up picking them up on the road. They believe that, they want to talk to them about something. There's a missing person report that they're wanted for, and they just shot a person, and he had robbed another gas station as well. So, didn't shoot anybody there.
Okay.
So, it's getting fucking crazy here. Now, they said at this point that the Connorsville, the police station, state police post where they took the legs, they said they're not 100% sure about the legs yet. The family has identified them as hers, but we're not positive yet. It could be somebody else's missing legs with the same boots that they have.
Right. We haven't taken the jeans off them yet. They could be elk legs. We're
not sure. There has been a moose seen in this area, and it's possible. That's all I'm saying. I want to make sure. What the fuck? So they said apparently about Monica, apparently she didn't arrive at work on the 9th and she didn't come home. The family called friends during the night and no one knew her whereabouts. And then the father told the press that then they called the missing person report, and then the legs happened.
Yeah.
And the father told the press that he was with her when she bought the boots. Those are her boots. Okay. He's positive of it.
Yeah.
And he gave her those socks. So those are her socks.
I have personal connection with those two articles.
And the boots have identifying things on the soles of them that the store identified as theirs as well. So it's that definitely her fucking boots. Unless they took her boots and put them on another pair of legs, it's her legs.
In that case, we've got two bodies.
I'm scared.
Right.
Frankly, there's two torsos out there somewhere.
Right.
So Fairfield police said that they will begin a search for Monica's torso, which they believe might be intact. Okay. What the hell? So they said, we'll give it a shot. They, whatever. So witnesses here, they're trying to build a case. A friend of Deborah Cox said right the day after Monica went missing, her name is Eloise Poppy Russell. She says that Cox gave her a jacket that she told her belonged to Monica. Wow. So she's giving away the clothes. Dead person's clothes the next day. And this woman happily told police about it. So, that wasn't probably the wisest decision on Deborah's part there. Jesus Christ. They ended up finding her relatives at home found the telephone number of Fryman there in her apartment as well. So that's kind of, they put all this shit together, and then they talked to the boyfriend, and the boyfriend said yes, they left with them. They said the couple said that the man told them they had been in contact with John Fryman, and he had indicated they should be very afraid of him. This was a couple that this is fucking crazy. They went on a social outing with someone, like a double date, and he ended up threatening one of the people's lives at this date, which is not great.
No.
You know? You're going to love them. I don't want to hang out with these people. No, trust me, he's really nice, and you're going to like him.
Right.
And by the end of it, you have a steak knife up to his throat.
Or worse, like, you go out with your girlfriend's friend and her boyfriend, and then your girlfriend's like, let's go out with them again. And you're like, the man said that he would eat my heart.
He threatened my life. Let's be honest here.
I want you to have a good time. I want you to have friends. I don't want you to have those friends.
That's the thing.
Those people are fucking nuts.
And Fryman brought up in the conversation that all he talked about was the occult and
Jesus.
black magic. And it's like, it's our first hangout time here. Now, Monica's mom is really upset about this, obviously, because she knows him. So she's like, I knew this fucking guy. I didn't tell my daughter to stay away from him, or maybe she did, but not soon enough in her mind.
There's
obviously,
gotta be some guilt.
Every parent's going to have guilt. Not her fault at all. Obviously, this poor woman lost her daughter. It's definitely not her fault, but everybody feels a little bit of guilt. And she said that she tells the press she didn't know that Fryman was involved in Satanism, but now she's really disturbed about it because she unknowingly gave him a black cat.
A black cat?
Which we know what happened to that black cat.
It's not
obviously.
alive.
Yeah. She says, I didn't realize the significance. I was going to get rid of it because of a dog in our house. So I was just giving a cat away. I didn't realize he was going to fucking murder it.
Oh, my.
The mother Monica's mom's a public affairs specialist with the U.S. Army Recruiting Battalion in Cincinnati. She says she has nightmares about the death, obviously, and has visited the dump where her daughter's body is believed to be. And we'll talk about that. They took her to put the legs by the river and went and put her torso and arms and everything in a dumpster.
Oh, no.
The dumpster is emptied before they go to search it, and it's dumped in a landfill.
Oh, jeez.
So they're going to have to try to search a landfill to find her, and so that's where they think she is, and the mother just goes and stares at the landfill going, oh, she's in here somewhere. This is horrible for this poor woman. She said, quote, I feel like Monica went on a trip and didn't come back, but I know it's permanent.
Yeah.
That's fucking sad as shit.
You know, thankfully, since the invention of, like, landfills and, like, trying to keep environmental disaster we've discovered this way of making a grid and keeping track of,
not just a big pile of garbage.
But it used to be that. It used to just
pile of garbage.
Throw it all out there.
Yeah,
that's horrifying.
She described Monica as an achiever who wanted to get ahead by going to school for business administration, and wow, she is an Army recruiter, and quote, wanted to be all she could be. So she's an Army recruiter. She said that her daughter was not involved in Satanism and was afraid of John Fryman, but I don't know if she tells her mom everything, because an electrician who they talked to, who was rewiring her apartment, Monica's apartment in December, said he found all sorts of weird, like, Satan-y shit in there.
Okay.
Just, but she's into dark shit. She's not, like, into sacrificing things. She's just a little goth. Like, fucking who cares?
Found a leather jacket and he's freaked out.
He found a 2-foot statue of a greenish-black demon with wings and horns.
Okay, I got
That's
one.
not normal, but people have weirder shit. You ever seen Penn Jillette's house? Oh, my God. That would be the most normal item in it. Right. I mean, it happens.
Jonathan Davis of Korn owns all kinds of
weird shit.
Paintings from Gacy and shit like that. He likes he wants it connected to it.
That's weird. But
that's too much.
I don't want that shit.
Me neither.
He also said he saw books about devil worshipping and witchcraft and shit like that. But that's shit that 20-year-olds have, teenagers have. She wasn't into animal sacrifice.
Right.
So anyway, they go to search the trailer. They want to search the trailer, obviously. They get through all of these statements, they end up getting a search warrant to search the trailer before they even find John and Deborah. So they do this, and, then they get in there, and they find that they think that probably there's some devil worship going on. But this is the thing. She wasn't killed as a satanic sacrifice.
Yeah.
There's clearly some other reason that this guy did this. You know what I mean? They said that an inventory list of what they found in the home showed police confiscated a skull ring, a picture of a serpent in a castle. Oh, it's like a Led Zeppelin poster.
Right.
Who care? Or like, the Mike McGill fucking board from the late 80s.
It's a blacklight poster. It looks great.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Let's see. A magic book. Ooh.
Okay.
A zodiac sign. A bust of King Tut. Well, someone go to Steve Martin's house and fucking arrest him, because clearly bells. Not bells. Oh, God, there's bells. Jesus, Jimmy, no. Be careful, there's bells in there.
Apparently those wake the dead, I'm
told.
God.
Candles.
Yeah.
Hold on. I got to call the FBI on Sarah, because we have a lot of candles upstairs, and clearly that's
How many of them
sign.
Have sense, James? That means something.
Oh, no. A butcher knife, which most people have in their house. Parts of a shotgun.
Are they together, or are they just all
just
over the
parts,
place?
Just a handle and a trigger, and then
That's maybe the weirdest part so
the
far.
sights. Yeah. Parts of a shotgun. A pick. I don't know, a pickaxe, I guess. A handsaw and a hacksaw. Okay. They also seized a ceramic goat's head. That's a little weird, but not really out of the realm
ceramic.
of normals.
It's not real.
Exactly.
Right.
9 figurines.
Mm-hmm.
They could have been wrestling figures. It's 87. Maybe he was recreating WrestleMania 7 and putting the Hulkster and Andre in the fucking ring together.
Yeah.
Actually, it's February, so that happened the next month. So he's got him and Bundy's recreating episode WrestleMania 2. Who knows? Figurines and the jawbone of an animal.
Yes.
Which I've seen weirder shit in people's houses. Very normal. That's like the inventory. Mm-hmm. They were looking for a circular saw, but never found it. Later on, we found that got dumped with Monica into the dumpster. Now, Jesus Christ. Once they finally arrest John, because they're going to, like I said, after the shooting, his lawyer says, quote, "We're going to deal with the satanic issue the same way we'll deal with any other aspect of the case. Obviously, it's going to come up."
Right.
Clearly, yeah, I would say so. They said that also they found this is the weird part, okay? They found a headstone, like not just a slab of marble, like one they stole from someone's grave in a cemetery.
One. Oh, God.
A real one that John and Deborah stole together.
That's not nice.
To lay out to use as an altar to do shit on. That's what they're doing sacrifices on, is on a real headstone. So, fucking very weird here. There was blood all over the room as well, everywhere, especially on the altar. They're going to test that to see if that's animal blood or, Monica's blood. They said, quote, "In one of the bedrooms, the walls, the ceilings, the floor, everything is painted black." Oh no, not that.
I thought you were going to talk about jizz or something.
No, covered in jizz.
It's everywhere.
Sticky like stalactites hanging, just a dangling.
The ceiling.
Freezing like an icicle. Just disgusting.
Just sickles
dangling. Oh, man. His ceiling looks like the top of a cinnamon roll. I'll tell you what. It's just glazed. It's disgusting. Shiny. Nasty. So he said he's got... Sorry.
I already know it. In prison, they're going to call him Cinnabon.
Oh, Cinnabon. How you there, little Cinny? Cincinnati Cinnabon. That's what they call him. Cincy Cinnabon. The
Cincy Buns.
Cincy Buns. He said he's got a table made like a podium, and on top of the podium is a granite headstone. There are all kinds of black candles. There's a name on the headstone, and it's a legitimate headstone. That's what the police officer said.
That part
that's
really
disturbing.
That's gross, man.
So it shouldn't be too hard to figure out how to return it, though.
Yeah,
it's
got his name on it.
It's got his name on it. It died this. That's the one. Okay,
yeah.
Gotta have something.
I got birth and death both dates.
Could be worse. You know what I mean? So
it says right here, father, son, and uncle. So look for that.
Now, after the police search this whole house and they find blood and all this type of stuff and legs and everything, they say, "This is Fairfield Police Sergeant Ray Hounchnell." Got to say their names when they say something dumb. Quote, "We don't even know if we have a crime committed here."
Oh, boy.
I beg to differ, sir. I beg to differ. Once you have fucking severed human legs, there's some kind of crime committed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say yes.
That man is taking innocent until proven guilty real far.
Not even innocent. We don't even know a crime happened. Right. Never mind, we don't know they did it. We're not even sure. That woman, like we said, she could have had a heart attack, exploded, legs popped off. We don't know for sure. Did you see the legs come off with a saw? Because I didn't. Now, they arrest Fryman and Cox on US 40 near Richmond, Indiana, by a sheriff's deputy. Fryman was being sought for questioning in this, and Deborah had the gun on her. She was holding the gun. And they waive extradition, and they're brought back to the search of the trailer. Cox and Fryman deny personal ownership of any of the satanic items in the trailer.
Oh, that's mine.
Even though it's their trailer.
Right.
They also deny responsibility for painting the room black. They said, we didn't even paint it. We moved in and we were like, oh, cool, this finally a trailer with a sorcery room.
We answered an ad that said furnished trailer. All this shit was here.
I mean, it's just wild. It's just what we were looking for, too. I said, I want a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Now, we're going to need a kitchen, maybe a little dining area, but I need a sorcery room, damn it. So if it's already prepared, that'd be even better.
I need a 2 sorcery, 1 bath. That's what
how
I
it
need.
works. My sorcery budget is low right now, so I'd like it to be, if it's furnished already, that would help. So,
I'll assemble the shotgun if I need to.
I will put it to, the parts I have, and then I'll throw something at you and go boom, and you'll think it's a shotgun blast. So, yeah, this is fucking weird. So they bring Fryman into the police, and they're like, what do you got to say, dude?
Yeah.
You can't deny all this. This is a little bit ridiculous. So what they end up doing is they tell him that they found the rest of her body, and they also tell him that his girlfriend Beverly has just revealed to them that she's pregnant. In the other interrogation room.
2 things that are not true.
She's pregnant. You're going to be a father now.
Yeah.
You got to take responsibility for your actions and shit like that. So, this is from the police officer, quote, I told John Fryman that Beverly Cox had already told us that he had killed Monica Lemon and had lured her to the trailer and that he meant to kill her. She gave you up and she's pregnant.
Right.
And I mean, Jesus Christ.
We got the body.
I'll tell you what, your grandma died this morning. I don't know if you know that, but, if you want to go to that funeral, you better start talking.
That guy just swung for the fences.
Fuck it.
He really felt he had the right guy, because otherwise you give somebody all that information as somebody that didn't do it, I'd just be like, all of that's false,
All of that's irrelevant at this point to me,
Yeah.
personally. Yeah, no, they told him all of this, and this is the response. He said, quote, he, meaning Fryman, said, quote, bring me a $quarter pounder and a Coke and I'll make a statement.
Oh.
So, yeah, he pulled bring me fucking McDonald's and I'll tell you everything you want to know.
Skip the fries because James won't stick my face in it.
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with that fry grease. He then confessed to the crime.
Yeah.
He confessed everything, and that he asked that the statement be shown to Deborah Cox, because he said she didn't do shit in the statement. She said, all me, I did everything. Deborah did nothing. She, if anything, wouldn't have liked it that I was doing it. All this type of shit. But the problem, he didn't even eat the quarter pounder. It wasn't for him.
No?
No, the police officer said the quarter pounder was given to the woman he loved, Cox. It wasn't for him. And so was the confession. Basically, he got the McDonald's for her because she liked quarter pounders, and then he fucking confessed and put it all on himself.
Got you a quarter pounder. I'll see you around.
See you around.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, obviously she's in for murder and abuse of a corpse and everything else here. Sure. He also said, quote, after he gave the whole thing up, he's sitting there, I assume, eating the fries.
Yeah.
And he says to everybody, quote, I probably made a mistake telling you guys all this. I probably should have acted crazy, huh? They were like, yeah, probably. It would have been a better strategy for you. This guy would have failed the copy machine polygraph. He would have totally been falling for it. I found out
a confession cost them $4.99. That's unbelievable.
87. That's $2.99. Yeah. Not even $4.99.
That's incredible.
Did I ever tell you about the other way they would do that? I don't think I ever did.
With the fries and a Pepsi?
No, the polygraph test.
Oh.
There's another one.
So there's the failure, or the loaded with paper. Right.
Then there's another one where the guy, this is out of the homicide book, where it was in Baltimore, I believe. Either Baltimore, it might have happened in Detroit.
Yeah.
The guy he was interviewing was really stupid, he thought, so he brought him in and made him asked him a question, and he answered it, and then he made him do a field sobriety test in the interrogation room.
And with
nose to your thing, hold it, like he was a regular side of the road drunk driving test. He didn't do well, and the cop goes, you failed, you fucking lying motherfucker. And the guy broke down, cried, and confessed to the whole murder. It was like, I failed the sobriety test. I'm a liar. The guy fell for it. The cop said it just came up with it at a spur of the moment. I wonder if he's this stupid. And he fucking was. Confession. Done.
That is awesome.
That's wild. So February 23rd, 1987, they have to search for the rest of Monica, obviously.
Did you kill this person? No. Pat your head, rub your tummy.
That's what he did.
Can't do it, can you? Yeah. You lying fuck.
Stand on one foot, hop up and down. All right, that's not bad. I believe that. Head back to the note. You lying, murderous motherfucker. You fucking murderer. I knew it.
From Z to A, ABC, stop at Q. You lying motherfucker.
You lying cocksucker. I knew it. I knew it. And he was like, you got me, man. Shit. I knew they would come for me someday. I knew it would never last.
Tell me what the colors
God, I knew.
Of the rainbow are backwards.
Backwards.
Roy G. Biv, go.
Now.
That is awesome. Police work is incredible.
First 5 amendments of the Bill of Rights. Go. Huh? That's not in the... I said fucking do it.
You're dumb as shit. You're clearly a murderer.
Nope. The 5th is freedom from self-incrimination, you lying cocksucker. The 4th is search and seizure. Fuck you, you liar. You backwards cocksucker. All right. So they're searching for Monica on February 23rd, which it's been out there a while.
Yeah.
Like we said, the boots were identified by her father and everything like that. He admitted to placing her body in a dumpster, which was emptied into the landfill. They searched through the landfill for 3 whole days.
Gross.
Of searching through it. It's the Rumpke Waste Incorporated landfill near I-275 and US 27. They said, quote, "We are confident that the body of Monica Lemon is in the Rumpke dump site, but after 3 days of exhaustive search, it was realistic to call the search off."
Oh, no.
So they'd never find the rest of her.
The name of the place and the location are the most
depressing places for a final resting place.
Dignity-stripping words. Rumpke.
Yeah.
Waste center.
Now you know why her mom went there to look.
Right.
Just because they wanted to get her out of there, I assume.
Poor lady.
Right? So they called off the search and everything like that. They said as a matter of logistics, it's just difficult. And they said, must have dumped her just because that was the heavy part of the body. So you dump that in a dumpster and then you can get rid of the legs anywhere because he had a Fryman was driving a Ford Pinto station wagon.
Stop it.
Yes. So it was easier to fit her in there that way.
He's actually driving
that.
Yeah.
Well, plus, too, it's he let her sit there for a day, so she's in rigor after that, too. So it's really hard to get someone in a trunk if they're stiff.
Especially that car.
Especially a piece of shit Pinto.
Right.
Now, so they indict both Cox and Fryman, obviously. He is charged with aggravated murder. She is charged with complicity to aggravated murder.
Yeah.
Clearly, the charges against them carry possible life sentences, and his carries possible death sentence as well. The Fryman family makes a statement. His parents. This is his father, which, can you imagine, like, an old school father? He said, quote, "This will be our only statement," which is exactly what a father would say.
Yeah.
He said, "We are devastated. Our sympathy goes out to Pat, who is Monica's mother, and her family and friends. We share in their grief. We think our son's a piece of shit too, basically."
Yeah, but you knew.
That's tough. Well, you don't know he's 24. Yeah, what are you supposed to do?
Yes.
Fucking, you can't stop at 20. If he was 13, you'd go, Jesus, check his room.
Yeah, but this didn't happen between 23 and 24. You know what I mean? This has been going on so long.
Still, what are they going to do? He lives in his own trailer with a ceramic goat head. How are they supposed to stop that?
Jesus, God, this sucks.
Like if you did something now, and people going, "Why didn't your mom stop it?" Oh, because you're kind of an adult. That's why. Can't stop it.
Still feels like they're responsible.
Right, it does. It does anyway.
In the Midwest, you know what I mean? They let them roam a bit.
Come on.
They share
You're responsible. You knew. You knew that fucking Black Sabbath album was going to be bad for him. You fucking knew it, but you bought it for him anyway. He's at least 12. I mean, I want him to have what the other kids have. You knew the possibility. No, we're kidding.
You had to go too far.
So Beverly, let's talk about her charges for a minute because they change.
Oh?
Beverly Cox's charges change. They change when she is given full immunity.
Why?
Full immunity for turning state's evidence.
Oh. God.
Not only does she get full immunity, Jimmy, this is the craziest thing that's ever happened on Small Town Murder. Okay, she's being held from February 27th through the trial as a material witness for her own safety, and so she doesn't run away and all of that. While she's being held because she's a witness, a material witness, and not a suspect of any time, they have to pay her.
Stop this.
She walks away from this with $5,300 and no charges against her.
None.
She made $5,300 in profit from murdering a 21-year-old girl, helping sever her legs, carry her out, dump her body, and throw her legs out of the car. She made a $5,300 profit from the state of Ohio.
And they needed her to convict him? No.
Well, yeah. All he has to do is say, my confession was garbage. I just wanted a quarter pounder for my girlfriend. Unless they have Hearst putting him in there, I guess. But they also have Monica's blood is in his fucking house, ballistics to this, not to mention Tammy Rose is still in a fucking coma, so they also have him on that. They can hold him for a minute on that while they gather the rest. There's a lot going on here, but yeah, she's being held and being paid.
I hate that.
Once she testifies, she is going to not only leave the courtroom free as a bird with $5,300, she leaves the country. She goes to Germany to live with her sister who's in the military.
They rehomed her.
Get the fuck, gone. So, sorry, Germany. Sorry, we didn't mean to dump that on you. She's, the prosecutor said, quote, her testimony against the defendant is vital. Our study of the evidence shows that Beverly Cox was present when the events occurred, but wasn't a party to it, and that she was hiding in a closet.
Okay.
I doubt that. So anyway, she's being held, like we said. Ronald Kraft, who is her attorney, Beverly Cox's attorney, said she's given transactional immunity for her testimony, and said that what this means is that she will not be prosecuted on the offense of complicity to aggravated murder. Nothing in there. The only thing she could be prosecuted for at this time would be her failure to testify later on, which would be contempt of court or perjury. Mm-hmm. So that's it. April 87. They start exchanging letters from jail, Beverly and John, to each other, because they're so innocent. So she says at this point, she's sending him a letter saying that she's renounced the devil. She's been exorcised in jail. Yeah. Okay. She says in this letter that, wow, the devil, quote, the devil goes back hundreds of years in her family. He's been a family friend for a long time.
Right.
He was at my grandfather's wedding.
Yeah.
He was at my daddy's christening. You know how it goes. It just he comes. He's a family friend. He hangs around.
Been around
all the parties. Comes over Christmas Eve.
Doesn't bring any gifts.
That's what. And goes to the Knights of Columbus and plays cards with my dad. You know how it goes. So she also said, this is a quote. Quote. He tried to get my father, but he could not, so he went after me. The devil. She's a consolation prize. She wrote also, quote, the devil had me. I was going to kill myself. She said that the only thing that could save her was a ceremony in the Butler County Jail.
Right.
To finally rid herself of the demon. That's what she said. A jail exorcism ridded her of her decades-long family demon.
4 girls used a plunger and yanked him out of me.
That's it. That's it. 23 and demon. 23 and me demon edition. That's what it is.
Boy.
How long have you had a demon in your family? That's the 23 and me commercial I want to see. So she says that the letter here was she said it was she was the subject of an exorcism, and stated in her letter that she was scared and confused at the time and didn't know what to do, so she had to get an exorcism. You know how it goes.
Right.
She said, quote, I was pounding the walls with my fist. Pounding my head against the walls.
Yeah.
That'll do it. Pacing the floor. My blood went blue. Which your blood is blue, first of all. I could not stop shaking. It was horrifying. She then says that a demon or spirit was in the room with her that needed to be extricated from her person. Okay. Clearly. So she said that a demon or spirit was in the room, quote, that was removed out. Okay. She blamed the previous blueness of her legs on poor circulation, which would be the more likely source of blueness in your legs rather than demonic possession.
You had varicose veins, sugar.
Yeah. Imagine how many people right now are like, is it COVID or Satan? I can't tell. People are like, do I have allergies, or is this like, did I catch this shit?
Or am I in trouble right now?
Am I in trouble right now? That's the thing. Now, is my circulation poor, or is that the devil? I can't tell.
I can't tell if my nose is a little stuffy or if I can't smell or taste.
No, neither one. Yeah. None of it's good, but one's worse than the other.
I think I'm breathing through Swiss cheese lungs right now.
I think so, probably. She said that her parents brought her confirmation Bible to the jail, and that really helped her a lot. She said, quote, Dad was telling me everything was going to be all right, that Johnny couldn't do anything to me. Dad started reading me the Bible. He said everything would be explained. Evil and hell are all around us. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the exorcism took place on April 4th in jail. while her parents and their priest visited her in jail. It was like a family exorcism. You want to do that on like a Sunday.
Family exorcism barbecue.
That's what it is. After the game,
you
know, they go to church, you watch football, and then you have a little like a lawn exorcism.
Some chicken thighs.
Chicken thighs. You do it down by the river, hope no legs wash up. Usually that's how it works. So
a little fried owl.
Yeah, you know how it goes. Jesus Christ. So the letters went back and forth, and these letters apparently convinced him to plead guilty in order to relieve her, because she also sent him letters saying about her like horrible childhood, basically like, hey, plead guilty and say that you were alone and it'll be better for both of us because I don't deserve to be there. She told him about like sexual abuse she suffered as a child. She's like, see, you know, you can get what I'm saying here. And in jail too. She said she got attacked in jail.
I'm sure she did.
He does plead guilty to one thing. He pleads guilty to gross abuse of a corpse, which is because he said he sawed the legs off. There's not a lot you can really do with that. The rest of it, though, he's not going. He's going to say he's innocent. And we'll find out why. Why did he take the rap for this shit? So he thought that she was pregnant.
He really bought it.
Thought she was pregnant. Yeah, he said that he wanted her to, he wanted her to get out, to have the baby. He didn't want her to have a baby in jail.
Yeah, that's tough.
And all that sort of thing. So then he said that he believed that she was being sexually abused in jail. So then he said he had to do it to get her out of jail. Yeah. He said, his lawyer said, quote, he read the law on capital punishment and tailor-made his statement to fit it, all to protect Beverly. Even if he was looking at the electric chair, he was willing to do it at that time. Now that she says that, hey, like she wants nothing to do with him, she's going to testify against him, his lawyer says that Fryman is, quote, very disappointed in Cox, whom he calls a very scared young lady. Yeah.
What he really said was, I should have killed that bitch.
I should have cut her fucking legs off. Damn it, wrong legs. Also in April, Tammy Rose still in the hospital.
Oh, no.
Shooting victim from the gas station there. She's out of her coma.
That's great.
Undergoing therapy. Her father, James, said the gunshot wound suffered to her head affected her ability to recall events. She has no memory of the shooting whatsoever. He says, quote, I'm glad they found the man who shot her, but it's not going to help her any, which is exactly how I feel about that when something happened to me. I was like, well, that doesn't help me. It's great that they're in jail, but whatever. So she's having difficulty with recall, peripheral vision, and balance. She does remember and identify relatives and friends, but doesn't remember anything that happened recently, and expects Tammy to be released in May. So she will make a recovery. Well, hopefully, more of a full than
with a 25 caliber lobotomy.
Exactly.
That's fucked up, man.
Messed up, man. So pretrial competency hearing, because he's going to plead insanity. Yeah. He goes, not guilty, I'm insane. Fuck it. That's all I got at this point. So the prosecutor said, quote, he may be different. He may be strange. He may be unusual. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Now, but different, strange, and unusual do not mean he's not competent to stand trial. He's a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
But and this isn't like, West Memphis 3, where they're just taking nothing and being like, it was Satan, put these kids away.
Right.
They're adding Satan to actual physical evidence and confessions and things, and not a confession of a scared 13-year-old with a 66 IQ. Mm-hmm. We're talking about an adult man who knew exactly what he was doing and exchanged information for a quarter pounder.
This is unbelievable.
A little bit different here. So then his lawyer, Fryman's lawyer, says, quote, the man is totally confused, Judge. He doesn't know shit. He knows shit from Shinola. He has no idea. Watch this. Shit, he has no idea. See? He doesn't know the difference.
He even watched me put this shit in my hand.
He said, woo, that shit stinks. And then I said, shit, Shinola. He went, phew, boy, I tell you what. That's how dumb he is.
They're real similar, sir.
Real similar. He said, when a man's on trial for his life, he doesn't spend 7 months misleading his defense attorney and saying he will lead the way to the electric chair, because that's what he was saying at first, and then changed his mind when she got immunity. He's like, hey, whoa, now. Hey, I was trying to lessen her sentence.
Can we talk this over?
This is fucked up. So he also says a doctor testifies, who is the executive director of the Butler County Forensic Center. He says that Fryman's told him that he believes there is a conspiracy against him involving listening devices in his cell, CIA involvement, and lookalikes posing as his defense attorney to get inside of his brain. Oh, boy. Fryman said that he would lead the way to the electric chair to make the statement about the injustices done to him. That's what he said. Another doctor, a Cincinnati psychiatrist, testified that in his session with Fryman, that Fryman claimed his girlfriend Beverly Cox killed Monica. Cox had been granted immunity, and so he's found competent to stand trial. Prosecutors go, all right, well, we're going to seek the death penalty on this asshole then. So that sort of makes sense. So the specifications are the fact that he killed Monica while in the process of committing a kidnapping of her, because they were saying he wasn't letting her leave.
Right.
That was the kidnapping. So it's a stretch.
Yeah.
We're trying to stretch it out. And if they throw all the goat head shit out there, they might be able to scare the shit out of the jury enough to make them do it, basically. So the police said that in the trial that they believed it was a gunshot wound to the head. Legs were severed after she was murdered, which is good.
Yeah.
At least they didn't do it while she was fucking alive.
Right.
So the police believe that she went voluntarily to the mobile home, because even the boyfriend said she called him to say to pick her up. I mean, there was definitely, he didn't like...
She didn't even drive there.
No, he didn't like get her in a headlock on the street and throw her in the back seat.
Right.
But they think that he lured her there by deception and under false pretenses, that he was going to help her cash stolen checks. So that would be kidnapping. Now, his attorney, Frank Schiavone, said that he was very surprised by the kidnapping specification and didn't think it would fly. So John, like I said, enters his insanity plea. That's the way he's going to fucking play this. So the trial starts September of 87. Prosecutor in the opening, he tells everybody, look, you know how a stew is?
Yeah.
A stew isn't one thing.
No.
You put meat in, there's water in there.
Flour in
there's
that.
Flour in there. There's vegetables in there. There's salt, there's pepper.
It's got celery, for Christ's sake.
Kind of like what we have here. We have a little murder stew.
Gross.
With some mixture of anger, the occult, black magic, Satan,
owl.
little owl in there, little owl blood.
Yeah.
The owl blood... it's like finishing with butter.
Yeah.
It just gives it like a sheen at the end and a smoothness that other things don't give it.
You know, you can substitute cornstarch for flour.
Yeah, you can do that.
But owl blood is real thick.
It's essential. If you put, you could, people have tried falcon blood. They're like, you could put a falcon blood in there. I mean, it'll work, but it doesn't have the same.
Yeah.
It's just not the same. You know what I'm saying? It's like a gluten-free something. You're like, yeah, that's sort of what it is, but it's not quite there. You know what I mean?
A falcon really fucks a prey up to devour. An owl eats the whole thing and lets the body sort it out.
Just shits out eyeballs and teeth and shit. You know what I mean? That's different.
That's why owls are so important to this.
You know how this works. So they said John Fryman arrived at the conclusion in his mind that he would kill Monica and lure her to his trailer. More like the other way around.
Yeah.
But fine. The prosecutor said this was in the statements. Now the defense, their case is Beverly did everything.
Oh.
John did nothing. Beverly was jealous over Monica because they knew each other before Beverly and John knew each other, and they were hanging out, and she thought that Monica liked John, so she got jealous. They got in a fight.
Gave the wrong person immunity.
There you go. Right. Beverly shot her in the head, and then John's only thing was helping her, we'll talk about what he tells her, what he said. John says he wants to testify here. He's dying to testify. He'd love to get, more happy I could not be to really tell you my side of the story. But number one, I can't swear on the Bible, obviously. That's not going to work for me. And I really can't take any oaths of any kind. So unless it's like a satanic type of oath type of thing, I'm not really in the realm of oaths at the moment, per se, oaths. So sorry, can't testify. So that's his excuse for not testifying. It's not that he doesn't want to have the prosecutor rip his story to shreds. It's just it's an honor thing. This is what he looks like, by the way, at trial.
Oh my!
Look at his.
What is happening?
His hair is not. He's got a real 87 Bruce Willis thing happening where it is running toward the back of his head.
It looks like he has that X-Men metal chrome thing on his head.
Yeah, and then he's got his hands on his temples,
and the hairline's wild. That's
a mess.
That's fucked up.
It's a fucking mess.
He looks like the brain.
Goatee.
Yeah. His head blew up in prison.
It does look bigger. You see, he doesn't look like a big guy. Now you can see his neck is normal.
Yeah.
It's just that picture.
And the sweater's bad.
Yeah. So he said that, his attorney said that he would not take the oath, which meant he couldn't be prosecuted or cross-examined. Prosecutor said that, or he couldn't be cross-examined by the prosecutor. The prosecutor, John Holcomb, called it, quote, the joke of the month. Mm-hmm. Mad.
Yeah.
How dare he? So the defense attorney said the evidence will show that Fryman left Monica at the mobile home He just left. He said he went to Middletown to buy some weed.
Oh.
I just went to buy some buds. I came back and Beverly was fucking hysterical.
Okay.
She was screaming all over the place. She said it's an accident and blood was on the floor and what do I do?
Yeah.
So then at that point, he saw Beverly crying. He couldn't bear witness to that. He said he looked down, he patted her and he said, "Don't worry, sweetie. I'll take care of everything."
Okay.
That's when he cut the legs off and he hauled her out to the Pinto.
Yeah.
That's why he pleaded guilty, because he said, "I did abuse the corpse, but I was out getting the fucking nickel bag. I don't know what you're talking about here."
He's Mr. Ratchet.
That's all.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I'll take care of this.
I got it. Don't worry. 2 days later, he was pumping gas, he said, at the Clark service station, minding his own business, just pumping gas as one does. And he said that Beverly went in to get a drink. And while she's in there, he's pumping. And he said he hears 2 loud pops from inside. And Beverly ran out.
Oh, my God.
She's a monster. She's a fucking monster, this woman.
She's a chick on a leash.
Wow,
sir.
yeah. She's
God.
Control your bitch, motherfucker. Sorry, I had to go 70s.
Yeah.
So
she's that bad bitch from The Craft.
Wow, this is
Good
wild.
Grief.
He said that when she returned, that she, quote, had a smile on her face and money from the gas station. So she didn't even have any remorse. She says that, he says that Cox feared her old husband, the Satanist, and that's why they had a gun, because it was her gun that she had for protection against her Satanist ex-husband, which he helped her purchase from a guy for $45.
Wow.
Quality weapon. And when they were arrested, Beverly was carrying the gun, so that's why they sort of were like, maybe that's true, but the rest of it, who cares? Now, Patricia Lehman, that is Monica's mom, she says that John, she's talking to the press saying that John is playing mind games when, he says Beverly did it. It's bullshit. She says, quote, "He plays mind games. People involved in psychology can get people in their confidence and do these things to people that are naive and not so used to being around jailbirds."
Okay. What you mean is he's manipulative.
He's a manipulative asshole.
Right.
Yeah, that's all it is. And that Beverly's 4 years younger than him.
Right.
Too, which is also a thing.
That guy's a frightening man.
He's a frightening fucking man. Who knows how many times he would do this more.
Yeah. For sure.
Not saying he hasn't done this more, but he would do this way more after this. If he got away with it, he'd be like, "Oh, that was
Human
great."
life doesn't mean much.
No, clearly not. The mother says she doesn't believe that her daughter got in a fight over John. She says, quote, "Monica would have never confronted her and argued. It was not in her personality. If they did not get along, she would have stayed away from them," which might be true. Now, during the trial, they take the jury on a field trip.
Oh, God.
OJ style.
Oh, no.
To the trailer.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, the problem with this is obviously the trailer is not in the same condition it was. They had to catalog, remove everything. Everything's gone. So the prosecutors recreate the sorcery room. Oh, yeah. They take all the items seized, they put them back, they set things up all in
all
creepy.
The evidence?
Oh, yeah, yeah. But they set it up how they want it. They try to make it real creepy. They want the jury to be like, "Oh, man."
Yeah.
But they set up like a set.
Right.
It's the same thing. OJ's lawyers did it the opposite way. They said it was all pictures of like him with like Martin Luther King and shit. It was like, oh, look at how, that's how they did it. So the jurors tore the trailer, but by the way, they're like, Jesus, it's fine if I got to sit in on a murder trial, but I got to go in someone's dirty, sleazy fucking trailer too. Jesus. They saw ceramic figurines of a witch, a dragon with a feline creature with bat-like wings. Okay. The trailer also included, and they put this all in here, black candles, a Ouija board,
okay,
and the topper, Jimmy, the cherry on top, pictures of unicorns. Pictures of unicorns. What the fuck is satanic about that? It's a third grader's trapper keeper. It's a fucking unicorn.
I gotta go to my daughter's room and tear that shit off the wall.
She's dangerous. Yeah. Make sure she doesn't have a circular saw anywhere in your fucking house. All this shit.
Oh,
pictures of unicorns. They're creepy, mystical creatures with a horn, a horned horse with wings. Satan. Only Satan would make one of those. It's winged.
Emily's got Ouija board pillows and shit on her couch and like sage burning in the bathroom.
For the love of Christ.
I am horrified. I'm lucky to be alive, man.
7. She's going to kill you, Jimmy. No doubt.
She's going to drain my blood.
Oh, I would doubt
with an owl.
Obviously. Jesus. I mean, who wouldn't? So,
holy fuck.
And the closet door is inscribed with some shit that ends with "Our Father who art in hell." That's their big thing there. So
that's weird.
That's weird.
That's weird as fuck.
So the jurors got to go there. The prosecutor said about when asked if it was the most bizarre case he's ever done, he said, "This is a bizarre business. This case is evil business. The evil here shows that this man was making a business out of being evil." Does anyone know how to talk in this fucking town? Them legs, if it wasn't for the wedding, they'd have been there before we found them. Pardon, Sheriff?
Also, they were there before you found them.
This is a bizarre business. This case is evil business. The evil here shows that this man was making a business out of being evil. That's what he is the Butler County prosecutor. A whole fucking county. He's in charge of saying when someone should fucking have the weight of the state pressed against them. That man. The fuck out of here with that.
Just found 4 different ways to say evil and business together.
That's what evil, and it's evil, and he's made a business out of the evil of business evil. Right. You know what I mean? And that makes it an evil business. You know what I mean?
It's evilly. It's businessy.
And there's a lot of business involved in it, too, so I won't get into everything. Now, September 23rd, 1987 is Beverly's testimony. She's going to come and testify. Mm-hmm. She testifies for 3 hours, and it's pretty fucking interesting. When asked if devil worship by Fryman were discussed in the testimony later on, the prosecutor says, quote, "Does a bear live in the woods?"
Oh, boy.
You pussy.
Just say shit.
When you say that, everyone in their head went, shit. Everyone. 4-year-olds went, shit? You mean shit? They all heard shit. So you said it, they thought shit, then thought about it more and thought shit again. Right. So you actually multiplied the shit by not saying shit.
You cleaned up a very common phrase, sir.
If you'd have just said bear shit in the woods, they would have went shit once, not 3 shits. Assholes.
Also, they'd have been like, why do you use that? Why don't you just say Pope have a funny hat? You know what I mean?
Yeah, anything. So that's clean at least. Right. Damn, I don't know. He's like, well, then they say I'm coming down on the Catholics. You know what I mean?
Why is it so funny? I pray with that man.
Yeah.
It's not so funny
ain't
that day.
Ain't so funny to me.
Ain't so funny on fucking Christmas.
Y'all are
Good Friday.
Rubbing up on church then, ain't you? No.
It's a great hat, huh?
Oh, it's beautiful. Now, Beverly, when asked about Satanism, she said, quote, "I don't believe in any of that stupid crap anymore."
Anymore.
I did for a long time. No. She talked about an exorcism and that an evil spirit had settled around her and that her father had been pursued by a demon, and everyone in the jury was like, "Are you fucking hearing this, bitch? Are you hearing this shit?" And that she helped him steal a tombstone for the altar. That's a real tombstone. She said she was freed of Satanism in April, about the same time she lost her love for John Fryman. About the same time she was offered immunity as well. It's a pretty interesting the timeline is to be expected.
Don't pay too much attention to that. It's all a coincidence, but
she said he warned her not to tell anyone that he had killed Monica. Now, in the closing, the defense is going to try to put a lot on Beverly.
Sure.
They say, quote, "Beverly Cox sits 200 yards from this witness stand laughing because she pulled it off. She pulled off her little trick. She has made a fool of the state of Ohio. Don't let her make a fool of this jury."
Yep.
I half agree with that, yeah. He also told the jurors to discount the statements that John made to the police that said he did it. That's very, you don't want to listen to that stuff. That's silly.
He thought he had a baby on the way, you guys.
It's silly stuff.
I see. It's a pretty mature dad decision.
Have you had the fries at the McDonald's on Fairfield Road? They're really good.
They'll make you talk.
They make fresh ones every time, and they salt them.
They'll make you say some shit.
I almost admitted to killing this lady. I'll tell you that right now. So when he admitted to the crimes, he said he was trying to protect Cox. Shivani also chided the prosecutors. That's a defense attorney, Shivani. Chided the prosecutors for recreating in court the satanic sorcery room. Right. And they keep bringing up sorcery room and all that. You could just say, brought her in there. Motive doesn't matter at trial. So you can say, We don't know why. Yeah. We don't really give a shit why. He definitely brought her in there, shot her in the head, and cut her fucking legs off and dumped her. Right. So the why is really not important here.
The where matters.
The where, but I mean, Satanism isn't an extra charge. Right. There's no fucking point in even bringing it up unless you're trying to inflame the jury, which I fucking hate it when they do that shit.
Yeah.
They take small town people or Midwestern people, nice people that are
scare the shit out of them.
Yeah, they just, they watch 2020 like, oh, Satan's out there.
Right.
And then they're going to scare the shit out of them. Why you have the West Memphis 3.
Right.
You don't want them cutting your kids up, do you?
Right. Also, people that go to church on the reg and they know several passages of the Bible that mean a lot to them.
Yes, and that's not bad.
No, it's
a lot of people that go to church on the reg would laugh at that shit and be like, this is not religion, but this. They'd be like, yeah, this is stupid, obviously. They're just, it's a different thing. But they try to pick the dumbest 12 out in the jury they can find. That's I've seen videos of attorneys in conferences going, you want to get dumb jurors.
Right.
You don't want anybody that's too smart.
Right.
Anybody that's going to be starting shit in the fucking jury room, asking questions.
Find the guy with the drool on his chin. That's your first one.
He wants to go home.
Right.
If the guy's like a hat with a fish on it, that means he's going to want to go fishing.
Right.
He'd rather be fishing.
Right.
So he's going to want to leave early.
He needs this shit cleaned up by Sunday.
He's got to do it. That's how it works now. He said
they start biting around 4 a.m.
Yeah. So they said that the sorcery room was terrible. They made an altar from the tombstone and various statues. He says, quote, it's a creation of a 24-year-old who's got something weird to play with. Does it prove murder? It's like, so what? He's a weirdo, basically. And the prosecutor said that the defense did not substantiate its theory of the case. And he said, in his own words, it's a Fryman Sports reference there. He's talked about Fryman's statement, and he said, it's a perfect statement to put him in the electric chair, and it is, because that's what he said during his statement. He goes, there, I gave you everything you need to put me in the electric chair. Go ahead. And then later on, he's like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Now, he also says, quote, being an admitted so-called magician, he would have had to do the killing to increase his powers. This is where it gets, it's not what it was about.
Magician.
Black magic.
Yeah.
He would have had to do this to increase his powers. He was trying to make his way up the pyramid.
Is that what they call themselves, magicians?
He's trying to get people under him, like the vampire pyramid scheme. This is like a soul pyramid, whole multi-level soul scheme.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody say, I'm a black magician. I've heard them say, I practice black magic.
Yeah, I'm a black magician. Right. I've heard of people say they're a black magician, but it was just a black guy who does magic. It wasn't, he doesn't do black magic.
There's only 3 of them.
He's just, he just does some magic. So he said he would have had to do the killing to increase his powers, like it's a fucking Wii game.
Why is that
it's
a
Wii U game or some shit?
James?
It's an Xbox thing here. He's going to increase his powers.
Right. Why is magic a white people thing?
Because it's stupid. No offense, but if you like magic. But my cousin, I have a cousin who I'm very close to who went to a magic camp when he was a teen, loved magic, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And then it was a gathering at my aunt's house in Scranton, Pennsylvania, and all my cousins, like these fucking Scranton alcoholic guinea fucking lunatics that never have a shirt on in the winter and all this shit.
Hell yeah.
These guys, he did a trick and thought he was all cool, and they're like, how'd you fucking do it? And he's like, well, I can't tell. And they go, how'd you fucking do it? And everybody gets closer, and he's like, well, you take the card. Started giving up all the tricks.
See how I
he got threatened to get the shit beat out of him by like fucking 8 of his cousins. That was different.
That's fascinating that you never see a black guy go, you want to see a trick?
Yeah,
you never see that.
Nope. And if you ask them if they want to see a trick, they're like, no. They have the same reaction I do.
No, dummy.
No. For what? Is it real? No? Well, then fuck you. What do I care? If you're really magic, let's see it. Great. I'd love to see that. So he said, you see, it makes sense that he did it. It doesn't make any sense that Cox did it because that wouldn't raise his magician status. Why does he want to take the blame for it if she has immunity? He would be putting the blame on her because she's going to go free anyway. So they said, holding up a Bible. He said this to the jury. This is during his closing, the prosecutor. He says, he went against that ancient law, thou shalt have no other gods before me. So now he's mixing fucking...
You can't do this.
No, this is stupid.
This is dangerous.
Moderation in dealing with wickedness only adds foolishness to the crime. Find him guilty as charged. I don't like that. So the defense says, quote, the devil didn't make this man do this. I can't help but feel that Beverly Cox has made a fool of the state of Ohio. That's what he says. Now the verdict comes down.
Yeah.
Do they believe this? What do you think they believe here? after seeing
They're
the altar.
scared to death, man.
Guilty of everything.
Yeah.
He did it all.
Yeah.
He did it all. He's guilty of the Kennedy assassination, both of them, as a matter of fact, Robert, too.
Right.
He didn't care. So
they charged him for the laundry bill for Jackie O's dress.
It's true. I think they were pinning the flight that landed in the field in Pennsylvania on him too. I believe that he was the one who tried to hijack it. I think they said that 9/11. So September 24th, 1987 is sentencing, and during sentencing he does his little spiel trying to save his life, and he talks about he's got an inverted swastika inside of his bottom lip. He's got a swastika in his mouth.
Yeah.
In his mouth. You can't have a swastika in your fucking mouth.
Inverted.
That means it's, so I guess when you look at it, then you pull it down.
Okay, I get it. But inverted implies like upside down or backward.
Yeah.
You can't make that upside down. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's kind of the same.
I guess. No, I think it actually has a certain...
I mean, it's the legs go to the right.
Because I'm not a Nazi.
The legs go to the right. I do know that.
That shows how not up on my Nazi culture, I got to be honest with you.
I've watched too many shit movies.
Yeah, I can't place it in my head.
The legs go to the right.
So I remember seeing it too, because my grandfather was in World War II.
Yeah.
And he had in his gun case up there, he had like those fucking knives that the Nazi soldiers used to carry. Because I guess they'd pick them up over there for souvenirs, the soldiers during World War II. Absolutely. So he had a bunch of these like little hand knives that the handles are like, and they have a fucking swastika on the handle. They're given to the soldiers to whatever. So he had like fucking 5 of them up there. I guess he collected them.
Inverted.
Interesting though to look at. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. That's you killed a Nazi for that? Neat. You know what I mean? That's pretty fucking neat.
Well, and inverted meaning backward, I guess. If the legs are going the opposite way on your lip, that doesn't mean anything.
Well, I mean, put it this way. He said he did it in backwards in the inside of his lip as a tip of the cap to Satanism, where the pentagram is inverted and the cross is inverted. Things are inverted. So because he's underneath, obviously, clearly.
Right.
So he said that's why he did it. It's mixing Nazism with Satanism. That's the thing. You know what I mean? You got two different groups. They're very disparate. They don't have anything in common. You want to bring them together. I figure
double your audience.
The devil worshippers and the Nazis. Really, if you put them together, he's like, we could all get along just great. I mean, there's room for everyone. There's room for hate.
Yeah.
There's room for
more
evil,
hate.
room for more hate. It's just going to be a wonderful time. He called the swastika not a swastika, but he called it a wheel of life.
Oh,
because
boy.
He's from Tibet.
Right.
He's from ancient Tibet. He's from Tibet 1,000 years ago. So clearly to him, it's got a different meaning. He's not from fucking Ohio.
When it was invented, it was a site of religion.
Shut up.
I don't give a fuck.
Shut up.
It's not anymore.
Yes. Shut up, you fucking supremacist asshole. So he says it's a good sign, not a bad one. That's what he's explaining to the jury. He also acknowledged, because they asked him, that Tadva is his satanic name. I mean, I have that. But he said that Cox also was into Satanism way before he met her. He's like, I didn't get her into it, for Christ's sake. He said, quote, I just catered to this woman's madness. That's all. I was just doing what she wanted. I was looking for pussy, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you put up with some crazy for the craziest.
Yeah, it goes too, because I'll tell you what, while you get her in the bedroom,
that's a great Hummer.
Tell you something. I said, yep, the devil made you do something, girl, because goddamn.
I don't know if you got the devil inside you, but you got something in there.
Tell you what, I'll climb right up in there with him. He said that Deborah once told him that a psychic once told her there would be a tragedy. He said, quote, she said she and another person would be arm in arm with a mutilated body between them.
Ew.
That's what she told him back in the day.
Yeah.
The prosecutor, in closing, said, quote, Jesus, he really loves this, said, quote, Tadva the magician, Tadva the prince of evil deserves to die. Okay. So the judge asked him if he had any last words to say for himself here before sentencing. And he said, I don't think this is a good one. Sir, I can only maintain I did not commit these crimes.
Oh,
the judge said, all right, then. But the jury comes back with their recommendation, and the judge can't go over that.
Okay.
So that's how that works. The judge has something to say himself. He says, this is good because this is why we have this.
Yeah.
While indeed Beverly Cox may have had some culpability, I believe these crimes originated with you, and she had very little to do with it except for the gross abuse of corpse. You, sir, may fuck off It's basically life in prison is what he gets here. We'll talk about it. It's like 30 years for one thing, and then 25 years, and then 6 years of something else, and it's all consecutive.
Okay.
Basically, he's eligible for parole after 61 years. So at this point, it's 2035 he's eligible for parole.
Okay.
So that's what he's got going on for him. So that's not great at all. 61 years when you're 20. So when he's 85, he'll be eligible for parole. Wow, I wonder if he'll still be in
He'll be dead, right? So you don't live to be 85 in there.
You want to find out what happens to him in prison? Because let's talk about that. Because he's got this is not over, Jimmy.
No.
He hooks up with another with another horrible murderer and gets attacked in prison. Let's talk about all this.
Oh no!
Quickly here with the reactions. The prosecutor said this man's got a minimum sentence of 70 years. It's really 61, but fine. He'll never get out in his lifetime. He'll be 85, but fine. You want to feel good about yourself?
This
Great.
prosecutor's proud.
He's just he's very hyperbole. He's a hyperbolic motherfucker. He says he'll never be a menace to society again. Well, that might be. He's 85. I'm sure he's not going to go wild in at that point in time. So the defense said the jury saw a woman who was going home so absolutely free who has some involvement in this. I don't think the jury could tolerate putting John in the electric chair and putting Beverly on a plane to Europe. So he says that's why the jury didn't vote for death, is because they know that both of them did it, and she gets to go free and gets $5,300. He's going to get the electric chair.
Right.
That might be a little not right. So this is one of those double standards of. We always say there's a lot of sexual, gender double standards, and it goes both ways all the time. This is one that's on us that we get more. If two of us commit a murder, they'll ask you to testify against us in exchange for immunity well before they'll do that with us. So
sorry about your 70 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
Enjoy your freedom.
We have that anyway. So as long as you're not involved in a murder, I guess it doesn't matter. But anyway, that's the only thing. That's what we got. So otherwise, it's fine. So they said that the jury may have been less likely to give the death penalty because also that she was lured there under the pretense of cashing stolen checks. So they think they might have felt like she wasn't as innocent of a victim as bullshit. Okay. Stolen checks is nowhere near needs to be murdered and dismembered. Right. That's asinine.
Shot in the head and legs removed?
Asinine.
For stealing checks.
That deserves maybe probation.
If the court wouldn't do it, he can't
That's
either.
what I'm saying. Maybe probation, not just horrible, abusive murder. So Ronald Kraft, who is Cox's attorney, says he's satisfied with the job that happened.
Sure
I bet he is. Yeah. No shit.
I got her paid and no jail time.
Nothing.
He's pretty good at this.
Very pleased. The jurors said that a juror said the jurors were split initially on the sentencing and had to talk things over. And then they deliberated for 3 hours on the death penalty before reaching a recommendation of 30 years in prison before parole eligibility on the 2 counts. So that was that. Now, John himself, he says, quote, "I'm happy not to get the electric chair, obviously, but I'm extremely upset to even get convicted because I did not do this." Okay. He's pissed. He said, if that jury would have believed I did this beyond a shadow of a doubt, they would have given me the electric chair. I believe that Beverly's testimony gave them an insight into what really took place. Like, they know they fucked up and whatever. Now, Monica's family, her aunt, B.J. Hausler, said she was satisfied with the sentence because she believed her niece would be satisfied with the sentence. She says, quote, "She did not believe in the death penalty, but I think she'd be happy that he's going to be an old man in jail. She wouldn't want him to be walking the streets either." Yeah. That's fair. Now, August 1990, there's an appeal. The appeal basically is over saying that it was an incompetent prosecution. They said recreating the sorcery room was the biggest one. That was a big,
That's hard. Yeah.
That is rough, man. I don't like that at all. They did not necessary.
No.
And definitely inflammatory.
Did they hang an owl or anything?
I'm sure the dead, all sorts of animals are killing them themselves. Right. Officers, kill like 5-6 little woodland animals and just line them up around the room. We need to really make it real.
Can somebody behead a squirrel while we bring juror number 8 in?
Jesus
I want
Christ.
the other 4 to hear it squeal.
No shit. They need to hear them, damn it. I need 12 of them. 12 little animals. They said that they did this to arouse the jury's sense of horror regarding the defendant's lifestyle. He wants his conviction set aside, new trial.
Really?
The appeals court says, I don't think so. Denied. Fuck back off again, sir. Now, here he is, by the way, when he's appealing. Even less hair now.
Oh, he keeps that fucking creepy face, though.
He's a creepy, big-eared motherfucker.
His mouth is crooked. He's got
He's not an attractive man.
No, he's a fucking...
He gets worse with age.
Looks like a guy that's being in devil worship.
I think it does.
He looks like the bad guy from Total Recall.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, good call. Now, 1997, in prison, actually in 93 it happens, but in 97 is when the trial happens. John is attacked in jail.
Really?
He's attacked, apparently... There is a group of Muslim dudes, a group of black Muslims, led by a particularly Carlos Sanders, who's a particularly bad motherfucker, who has a trial in 97 for starting riots, multiple murders, all sorts of shit in prison. Apparently, this Mr. Sanders thought old Mr. Fryman had ratted on one of the other Muslims, so he ordered some of his guys to go stab the shit out of him. So they go over, and they stab the fuck out of him. They thought that he had tipped off the guards about a knife that someone had in their cell. So a riot starts basically over this. Inmates, when the riot starts, they go and unlock his cell and go get him out, which is a bad thing.
They get the keys.
Yeah, they pulled John out and began beating him. He ran and staggered for the exit, but he was beaten to the floor. When we let him take over here, he says, quote, "I saw Hassan point at me and say, 'Get that motherfucker, kill that white motherfucker.' He said he ran down the stairs. He had a knife in his hand and he jumped up and kicked me in the chest, then stabbed him in the arm, severing several tendons and leaving the shank in him." Basically, what he says, he played dead. Is what he did. He went down and played dead
with an arm wound.
When they found him, he had an officer's badge pinned in his forehead.
Oh my!
Yeah, that's rough. And an American flag wrapped around him, and it looked just like he was dead. They wrapped him up in a flag, like there's your helper, and gave it back. So that was that. Now he ends up getting a large settlement.
Really?
From this. Yes, from the state for being attacked in prison in this way because, however, there was some sort of incompetence in the jailing system. So he ends up with a large settlement.
How much?
Well, it doesn't really matter because 2014 comes around, and we'll talk about the Monica's family because they sued him for wrongful death in 1988 and won $1 million judgment against him.
Suck it, sir.
He had no money, obviously, and no way to pay it.
He took a badge to the face to pay her back.
That happened, and he pays her back because he has to. Now, she comes out in the paper saying in 2014 that she was upset that there was no death penalty in 1987 because she wishes that he would have been killed in the electric chair, and she says how much he supports the death penalty and all this type of shit. Now, 2015, he finds a friend. The friend is a girl named Krista Gale Pike. Okay. She's on death row in Tennessee. Nice girl. She's up for appeal in 2015, but John puts a stop to her appeal.
Why?
Want to know how? Well, they exchanged letters for a long time. In these letters, she's in jail for murder, and we'll talk about what she did. But in the letter, she talks about how much she likes blood.
Oh, boy.
She said it's quite beautiful before it turns brown.
Ugh.
And then she says in a letter that it's sprinkled, which she sprinkled her own blood on the letter for him. Here's some blood for you.
Yeah, but by the time it gets here, it's brown.
It's brown.
You asshole. Yeah.
She also writes about how much she liked to inflict pain and see others suffer. She said, "I love the feel of life, then lack thereof in my hands. And me just knowing the pain I can cause after accepting so much, and they will all know it's me." She also says, quote, "I like to see blood and brains, fatty tissues, and wide open ripped flesh."
Why is this allowed to be on the bars?
I don't know who's not monitoring this. She also writes, I'm unlike all others, Johnny, referring to there. She refers to him as her soulmate, best friends. She was the ringleader in the torture murder of a 19-year-old named Colleen Slemmer, who she believed liked her boyfriend. Liked her boyfriend. It took place in an isolated section of the University of Tennessee's agricultural campus. It was known as the Job Corps murders because the attackers were students at the Job Corps Center in Knoxville. She was cut, slashed, beaten. Pike stabbed her for 45 minutes.
Oh, my.
45 minutes of consistent stabbing. Just took a break for a minute, went back to stabbing, and her boyfriend was there, and all this type of shit. And then before finally bashed her skull in with a chunk of asphalt.
Wow.
And then During all this, while she was still alive, though, carved a pentagram bordered by a circle into her chest while she was still alive. And then before she left the scene, she reached into Slemmer's broken apart head and took a piece of skull as a souvenir.
That is fucked up.
This lady's a fucking scary person. They said it's not clear how they ended up hooking up together, but they did. In the first letter dated September 11th, Pike says that they wrote for the last year. That's the first one they found. I have had to put a harness of sorts on my power, she writes, because she said that there are many people who deserve to feel her wrath. She says, I feel we are going to be very close, very fast. Then she says she wonders if she's ever going to, quote, really be myself with you, and complains that corrections officers had taken away some shit she had in a bag that she had. She said, inside, however, were things I hold dear to my chest, including blood from 6 different people.
Oh.
She just keeps blood from people. Creepy. October that year, she describes a series of rape and abuse incidents that she claims occurred to her in prison and throughout her life and all sorts of stuff like that. And she describes the pleasure she got out of beating other children when she was younger. She liked to beat up other kids and hurt them after people would hurt her.
I don't feel good.
No. The October 6th letter is opening with, Johnny, yes, I do love you. And this is in her own blood. She wrote this.
Johnny, I do love you in blood.
In blood. Then she writes, see, I have an innocent baby face, the face of an angel. It disguises me to a lot of people. I need my horn so I'll have something to hang my halo on. It surely would fall off without it. Then she says she's dealing with demons right now, so she doesn't talk to you all the time. She's got a lot going on with demons.
Yeah.
She says, quote, I used to have 3, but now I only have 1. She said the other 2 were weak, but I do wish you'd remove this one. Can you help me out? I know you're like a demon guy.
Yeah.
If you got like an owl, maybe. She said, quote, he's big and tough, but he's stupid and he's holding me back. So, you know, in the next paragraph, she writes, if you remove it from my being, will it stay around me or feel betrayed and leave altogether? She calls Fryman a beautiful creature and asks him to, quote, make love to my mind.
Jesus.
This lady's an asshole.
She wants him to write fucky between prison and prison?
Pretty much.
That's gross.
The last letter of the group they found was Pike writing that she seriously loves Fryman and signs it eternally your princess, Krista Gale.
Yeah.
Okay, now, she really says in all these letters she trusts him and she opens up to him. That was fucking stupid because when her appeal comes up in 2015, Johnny sends 8 of the letters to the Knox County Assistant District Attorney General Bill Crabtree just after Christmas. He was the one who prosecuted her and was handling the appeals. He says, quote, figure all these things are of more value to you than me. This is the greatest, first fucking good thing he's done in his whole life.
Yeah.
He said, you see, Mr. Prosecutor, dude.
Did he really write that?
This is a quote.
You see, Mr.
Prosecutor, dude. He's like, well, fuck it. He doesn't care. He's not asking for anything. He's just like, listen, I'm going to act like Mr. Prosecutor, dude. I'm going to act like I'm Spicoli in here. He goes, you see, Mr. Prosecutor, dude, I'm down in prison for satanic murder. They say I still practice magic. He says, he was convicted. He talks to the guy. I'm in here for this. He said, I was convicted for, quote, killing one of my witches, though the body was never discovered. Rather, they only found a pair of legs that had been severed from the body behind an abandoned church in Indiana. It wasn't abandoned.
Not abandoned.
He goes
and fucking churches out of there, or weddings out of there.
Then he gives all the letters, and he goes on at the end to write, quote, Krista loves me. Go figure, huh? Fuck. And he said, quote, he said that he wanted, Fryman wrote that Pike wanted him to attack the prosecutor with black magic. And he said, I've decided to go after her, foolish girl that she is. And he also finishes at the end, you have a nice day, Mr. Crabtree, or whoever the hell cares in this case. He's just like, take that. It helped a lot, by the way.
Sure.
Totally fucked her completely. Now, later on, one of these letters is for sale on serialkillersinc.net. And this letter that he writes after he turned her letters over to authorities. And it's like a shitty kind of apology. It's 4 pages, front and back. Now, I have it here, the picture of it.
Yeah.
Very nice handwriting he's got, by the way. Krista.
Wow.
I can't, it's so hard to read.
It's like calligraphy.
What happens when a something fall. I'll post it, but if you guys can read it, that'd be great. But it's
beautiful. It's just I can't read that.
Just ask Jesse. I see something. I don't know what the fuck that is, but yeah. So he sent her that. It's a very like shitty, sarcastic apology. Like, sorry, not sorry.
Right.
Fuck you. You're a scum anyway. What do you care?
Suck it.
Basically, yeah. You're trusted a piece of shit, and I'm a piece of shit. Right. Go figure, huh? Like that's basically what he's saying here. And yeah, so she's on death row. He is still in prison, remaining there at the Toledo Correctional Institution as of now, I suppose, there. His birthday is Christmas.
Yeah.
So there he is, and he'll probably die in there.
I hope so.
And if not, then he'll get out when he's way too feeble for it to matter to anybody. But Krista's not going anywhere either, which is lucky. No, she's at least going to stay in prison. She had the death penalty, and those letters did not help her appeal at all. They were like, she loves to see open flesh and brain tissue. Right. She wrote this last month. She let her out?
She said brain matter. That's too much.
That's too much. Fatty tissue, she said.
That's what she said.
That was fucking disgusting. So that, everybody, is Fairfield, Ohio. That's one of the wildest goddamn cases
That's too much.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But, I mean, it's not Rulo.
No.
Not too much
That's
like
just
that.
a lot.
It's just a lot of crazy.
Yeah.
And we feel terrible for poor Monica, man.
Yeah.
She had it terrible. Her family, that just sucks.
Beverly's she was in Germany. Who knows where she is today?
She is. She took her 5,300 and went overseas, for fuck's sake. We don't know what the hell she did. She got paid to murder a woman.
Listen to German metal music.
I'm sure she would.
She's worse today,
She'd be
right?
super. Oh, way worse.
She's an angry bitch today.
She's totally angry. She's got like aggressive piercings in places that people don't have piercings.
Right,
you're like, I never saw anybody pierce their fucking the inside of their elbow before.
Right.
It's a weird one.
She has a corset on her belly.
Very strange piercing you got there. I don't get it. But that is Fairfield, Ohio. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I know how you can tell us.
Yeah.
Apple Podcast, that purple icon. Get on there. Let us know how much you enjoyed the show. Let everybody else know, more importantly. It helps drive us up the charts. Also, it's True Crime Week on Stitcher Podcasts. Small Town Murder is featured this week, so check us out on there. And also check out all the other true crime shows that Stitcher has to offer this week. They're featuring them this week. Thank you to Stitcher for doing that. Very nice of them. Go to shutupandgivememurder.com for everything crime and sports and small town murder. Listen to Crime and Sports. I'm telling you right now, it is fucking hilarious. Don't care if you like sports. It's almost better. We never argue with people who don't like sports about the show. We only argue with people who are crazy sports fanatics. So it's almost better that you don't like sports, listen to the show, and make fun of criminal athletes.
Have a little fun over there.
It's a
blast.
good time. It's so much fun.
I leave here and I smile the whole
Absolutely.
ride home.
Yeah, it makes you feel
Tonight
great.
I'm going to think about finding legs somewhere.
Oh, no, they're going to wash up, Jimmy, everywhere. So, get on there. Do all of that. What are we? So, shutupandgivememurder.com. Get all your stuff there. Crime and sports, small town murder, right here.
Yeah.
P.S. I Hate This Movie over the weekend as well, where we make fun of bad romantic comedies. All of that stuff going on here. Also, the virtual live show. October 29th, Thursday. Tickets go on sale tomorrow, or if you're listening to it the day this comes out, Thursday. The first, if you go to shutupandgivememurder.com, there will be we'll figure out a link to that. Don't know what time that'll happen tomorrow. Tickets are going to be $15. We wanted them to be less than that, but it just has to be that. I'm sorry. That's the way it has to be so we can actually pay for the service and do all the stuff. And it's the way it is. We wanted to do pay as you want, and that way you could have given whatever you could afford, because we know a lot of people right now are hurting and shit like that, and we kind of wanted to make it as affordable as possible for people, too, to where $20 felt like too much. $15 feels like you can watch it on a computer and watch it with a bunch of people, and that's what I mean.
It's still only $15.
It's still only $15. It's cheaper than a ticket to our live shows. That's the other thing, too. We can't do live shows, so we can't really make a living on that at all this year. So it's nice to do something like this, and if you want to support the show.
And thank you for watching, whoever.
Absolutely.
All of you that's fucking do this. It's going to be fun.
All violent felon version of the prisoner dating game, which is going to be so much fun. So look for that out there and everything like that. Follow us on social media. We are at Murder Small on Twitter, at SmallTownPod on Facebook, at SmallTownMurder on Instagram. If you want to be a producer of the show, you want to be one of the people who, in a few seconds here, is going to have their name butchered by Jimmy.
You betcha.
You can do that very easily. You can also get access to all the bonus material this week. Couple of great shows for you. The crime and sports bonus material is prison sports.
Yeah.
It's not, and no stats at all. It's just crazy teams that they tried to do in prison, and why didn't they work out?
Right.
What were the reasons? What did people do?
I want to know.
Someone beat someone to death with a softball bat, and that's the end of that. It's going to be wild. We're going to do that. In the small town murder one, we are going to do basically the murder house real estate report.
Excellent.
We're going to go through, we're going to talk about weird murder houses that were either are for sale now or wharfs for sale and were sold, and hear like what happened to them.
I need to know prices.
Yeah, that's the thing. How much less of a dip? And now we're not going to do Amityville. We won't do that one, obviously. These are going to be ones you've never heard of, probably. And
somebody owns that right now.
Oh, yeah. That's right on the water. That's a nice neighborhood.
Somebody that listens to this
lives around there.
No, their aunt owns it.
Okay, maybe.
I think that's true.
There was something in there like that. Absolutely.
Somebody whose family lives in it.
Yeah. Either way, you can do all of that over at patreon.com/crime and sports. Anybody above the $5 level is going to get access to that wonderful bonus material.
Right.
And also, if you just want to make a donation, be a nice person, have good karma, and have Jimmy destroy your name, we appreciate it. You can do that over at PayPal using our email address, crimeinsports@gmail.com.
Yes.
That said, Jimmy, I'm sorry. I need it. I need, after that story and all this, I need some good news. Positivity. Give me the names of the people who make me feel better than anybody else. Who are they, Jimmy?
This week's executive producers are Christopher Piper. I think did I do that right? I did. Michael Piccinetti, Michelle Wolford. I know.
Fuck up an Italian name. I'm shocked.
Knocked it out of the park. Mitchell. Is that Mitchell? Mitchell Fisher. Becca Beatty. David Jacobs. Laura Maloney, I think. Or Malone. JP Circa 3. I don't know what that means. Jen Cowherd. Chris Crow. Caitlin Terwilliger. Chloe Ross. Natasha Harris. Holly B. Dylan Christian, Natasha Niadzolka, Andrew Werdruger. What did I do? Werdrer? I think. Werdrer. Obviously. Tracy Mitchell, Holly Moore, Jackie Sukup, Jordan Bennett, of course, and Jordan and her husband Simon.
They're the best.
Thank you guys so much for everything
Our
you do for us.
Canadian friends.
You're fucking amazing. I hope you guys are doing well.
For Christ's sake.
Yeah.
But they live in Canada.
Yeah, well,
Jordan technically.
Yeah, and Jordan still says he's never going to be Canadian, no matter how much he wants to be.
Which she's still technically British, isn't she then, I guess, if you're Canadian?
If she's on your money, you're whatever that is.
That's exactly right.
And then, of course, Christiane Castaldi, who's been around for 7 years with this shit.
You guys are the best, Jordan.
Thank you so much
Chrissy,
for everything you do. Truly, from the bottom of our hearts. Other computers? No. Contributors this week are Shane Steichleather, I think, Michael Begley, Caleb Doherty, Megan Welp. Is that right? Christian Self, and Ezio Mario? Ezio.
Hey.
Right. Kay Giles?
See.
What? No, that's not right. Is it right? Kay Giles? Did I
see.
right? I don't know. Cindy Rodriguez. Sylvian, what? Sylvian Martell, I think, Kyle Gilbert, Danny Marshall, Megan Wakefield, Alex Friedel, Alexandria Bybeg, Samantha Simons, Paul West, Kelvin Wildeman, Diane Carver, Martha Radley, Katie Swan, Rebecca Riley, Bridie, Cork, Kimberly, Kimber Jones.
He's just making noises now. It's not Corky.
That's basically what a name is. A name's just making noise. Kimber Jones, also Kimberly with no last name. That's Joe Jones Jr. I don't know. Not sure what it means.
Perfect.
Michael Harvey, Nikki Birchfield, Jordan Hall, Tina Chris, Troy Marshall, Jocelyn Dolphin, Kendall Pearl, Sebastian Bracamontes, Brandy Schloman, Dulce Hall, Sarah Ann Dose, D-O-S. That's Dose, right?
Dose.
It's Spanish too. Adam Alexander, TJ Severn, Kyle Price, Brendan Stratton, Joey C. Young, Autumn Verschure, Karen Parker Holt, Robert with no last name, Stephanie Aiken, Kaylin Foley, Artney, Isaac, that's it, Dan with no last name, Justin Hofi, Foracey, Antley, Faraci.
Hey.
It's probably not.
Yeah, maybe though. It sounds good.
I gave it a fucking every possible way you can read it. Chris Vale, Tyler Bubser, Reese Cordell, John Hyatt, Ben Scarnage, Rachel Ray Cole, Christy Bob, Anne-Marie Phillips, Nicholas Tapkin, John Watson, Sean with no last name, Casey Locke, Jessica Draper, Roma Shaw, Wyatt Routson, Triana Kinson, Devin Ripley, Alexis Cornell Karate, Yvette with no last name, Gina Craig, Seth Lurd, Charlene Payne, Sarah Edgar, Mr. Asian to You, Gwen Krause, Cameron Borick, Wendy Middleton of the obviously Black and Mild Fortune.
Yeah, clearly.
Right. Mr. Asian to You. What? That's like a Yahoo screen name. Like caught on To Catch a Predator. Yeah. Carrie Ward, Aaron Graham, George Michael Reese Jr., Parker Satterfield, Alex Hayes, Hannah Cushing, Sarah Evers Stork, Melanie Flynn, Jane Burns, Ashley Barrett, Caitlin Dunn, Audrey Murphy, Brittany Baker, Jennifer Karaga, Christian Lindman, Trevor Carrault, Ryan Willis, Sabrina Martinez, Wesley Coast, Tracy Madison, that's Paul Powell. I'm sorry, Paul. Stephanie Ewells, Caitlin Huffman, Bryant Sankerman? That's not right either. Cynthia with no last name. Other producers continuing are Hannah Weeks, Jamie Lynn Litton, Laura Latner, Kelsey Moore, Keisha Tinsley, that's Amy Patterson, Cassandra Dodd, Tyler Bookie, Stormy Williams, obviously. Yeah. Molly Guisto, what? Brandy Miller, Zoe Coleman, what? George Santos, Angie, O'Brien. Yep, Angie O'Brien.
Yeah.
That's not a name.
Angie O'Brien.
Right. Jennifer Berger, Michelle Reese, Kennedy Morey.
That was her name.
What is it?
She's like, it is. It's Angie O'Brien. What the fuck? You don't know anything?
How would he not know that? Wade Johnson, Kennedy Morey. I said that. Fiona Young, Cassie Hilk, Renee Toporef.
Yeah.
Topofef? I don't know what I did. Markel Bagley, Ashley with no last name, Patrick Burns, MJ, Tori Ingram, what is that? Dana Rudder, Todd Warnke, Sarah Knudsen, Alina Lawrence, Dina, Rod, Rude. Fuck. Amanda Nichols, Brock with no last name, Cameron Grebe, Blue Valentine, Hannah Jost. I'm terrible with O's and U's. Amanda Hirsch, Simonetta George, Polka Slam, Mallory Triest, Michelle Barnes, what is this? Chris Salmons. Nope. Mary Orton Grin. Shit. She'd like us to sign her Michelle Kors, or Michael Kors.
Oh, the purse.
Holy
Michelle,
Christ.
His wife also.
His wife makes great handbags. Julianne Pennington, Amanda Hamilton, Megan Johnson, Kristen, Lillabo, Felicia Colbeth, Ruth Fox, Dave Gradowski, Kelsey Turner, Frank Mahalik, Danielle with no last name, Jordan Craggs, Maura Matvey, Brian Ford, Bailey Young, Sarah Aloilo. Matthew Roberts, Karen with no last name, D-, like my grade point average, Mark Foster, Alyssa Legarini, David Cornrow, Laura, Herrera, Stephanie Kaiser, Amber with no last name, Jennifer Webb, Nani Arnold, Ugo Ona, there's no way I'm doing that right, Onio Kikua, sorry.
Yeah.
Hugo, I'm a piece of shit. I'm sorry. Angel Pipinich, Richard Rodarmer, David Dixon, Ian, Westcoft. Yep. Alicia O'Leary, Jace Kuhn, Emily Donaldson, Bryant. That is just not nice. Angie Collins, Jade Daniels, Jane Rogers, Freddie Jones, Keith, maybe. Could be Keith.
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah, more common.
Amina Sali. It's two S's. That's why I did that. Colin and Shannon Brower, Jonathan Wilder, Aaron Bowling, Doug Lewandowski, Jordan Rockefeller. God damn it. Heidi Monin, Piper V, Noah Repond. Nicole Richardson, Nisa Eddings, Brian LeBeau, Quincy West, Caitlin Cameron, Austin Nearing, Tammy Anderson, Daniel Subtienti.
Nice. Nicely done, Jimmy. I'm gonna encourage you.
I'm really not appreciating the patronization. Is that how it is? That's not even a word, is
Patronage.
it? That's what it is, I think.
You are appreciating.
I appreciate that.
Them.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Brent Graham, Ronnie Sparkle. That's not right. It's Sprouse. Frankie McCallick. I said that. Holly.
It's Ronnie Sparkle from now on.
I'm sorry, Ronnie.
Look at Ronnie Sparkle over here. Hey, Ronnie Sparkles. How you doing?
Holly Hatman, Steph with no last name, Petey Soto, Rebecca Pohl, Ivy Lopez, Andrew Wardrop, Thomas Smith, Jeremy Sturk, Malachi Biffle, Lisa Partika, Amy with no last name, Rebecca Rose, DeLuca with no last name, Ben Tawidi, I hope that's Jeff's boy, that'd be amazing, Jennifer Gooch, Lisa Grave Gingerich, Kiara with no last name, James Martyr, Cody Ennis, Blake Cox, Christy Clifford, Paula Petner, Ashley with no last name, Lisa Ward, Liz Vasquez, Nathan Kerfis, Jessica Teague, Katie Doherty, Alexis Murphy, Peyton Meadows, Monica Nawaka, Anna LaHale, I don't know what that is. Michael Hurd, Latasha Campbell, Xavier Perry, Selena Schmidtka, Melissa Atchison, Ross Sparks, Cameron Kushwara, Isabel with no last name, Jessica Walker, Lisa Marie Jacobs, Mandy Knight, Jade Buchan. That's that's what they say in Street Fighter.
Fucking Ryu.
Buchan. What do we got here? Gavin King, Kieran, Lee Christy Loafer, Tara Krogan, Jennifer Nips Stevens. What? It's because we said Jennifer's could go by Nips. Remember?
That's right.
That's what that. I got it.
Wow, that's a deep cut. Nice
she went hard.
Nice
Good
work.
for you, Jen.
Damn, love it.
Madison with no last name, Kim with no last name, Marianne McMillan, Joey Piashek. What? Dakota Harrington, Sarah Crawford, Brenda Jacque, Aaron V, Tamarin and Damian Tara, what? That is too many A's and three names. Annette Betteridge, Nicholas Kaltsatz, Destiny Jones, Tamara Nelson, Ben Story, Bob Vickers, Laura Goff, Stephanie Peterson, Amanda Gillis, Goatee Day. What? You put a 1 in here and you want me to? How dare you?
You can't mix numbers in there. It throws them all up.
L1 Uvia. That sounds gross. Joke with no last name, which is great. Lillian Hempel Esposito, Scott Osborne, Sarah Surridge, happy birthday, Stacy Ray Boardman, Janice Hill, Courtney Booker, Nick and Natasha Lukic, Mona McLean, happy anniversary, obviously, Cricket and Leiden, Hilliard, obviously. I don't know why that's obvious. Janice Hill, happy birthday, Kaylee.
Jesus Christ, get your shit together.
Obviously.
Everybody.
David Braden, Fabian Brojans. I think that's a J. It's probably not. I'm ruining everything all day. Mona McCain, Aaron Holiday, Delia Hunt, Wub D's? You Wub D's.
Wub D's.
Sarah G, Austin Strickland, Nancy Dahl, Rice Melstober. Moose O'Shea died. He was a pup, and Rynette Godzook is fucking broke up about it. I'm really sorry, Rynette. Hang in there. Katie Delasante wrote a nice email. Kristen Solasinski, Tiffany Capozzi, James Graben, I think, Melanie Flynn, Calvin Jones, I think I said David Brigham, Home Stretch, goddammit, Unique Consultant, Peter Croft, Courtney Marshall, Hannah Simmons, Ashley Vio, Spencer Ludman, Theo Vaughn's Mullet, and Ray Portillo had a birthday last month, and I fucking blew it and missed it. Also, John Harris, I had a beer with him up in Indianapolis. He had a birthday, and his wife wanted me to remind him that he had a birthday. I think that's it. Let me make sure. I got one last note, and yep, that's it. Cody and Casey had an anniversary. The Ennises, congratulations, happy anniversary. Thank you all for everything you do. Well, thank you, truly.
Thank you, everybody, from the bottom of our hearts. Seriously, we mean it, and we cannot do this without you. Thank you for all that you do for us.
Yeah.
And it really means a lot to us to make those Patreon episodes something special,
right,
and something really funny. We don't just, mail it in. We're phone it in. We're seriously looking to make those. Those are the most fun to put together because there's no kind of pressure of murder, and it's just like this fun comedy show, basically. So
giving you something back.
So thank you for everything that you've given to us. Jimmy, what if they wanted to give you something like some shit? How could they do that?
You can. Oh, happy birthday, Zach Allen. Sorry about that. Zach, happy birthday. Thank you. Just thank you guys for reaching out so much this past week. Last week I talked about having all kind of issues, and so many people wrote giving advice about how to sleep. It didn't work, but I'll keep you posted.
Giving unsolicited medical advice.
I did talk to my mom and try to get to the bottom and the root of all this issues and the problems that I have, but I'll keep you posted on that progress as well. So thank you. And
thank you.
You found me, so you don't need to know, but thank you. Where can they find you?
Well, we're out. You fucking know where to find us. That's all good. Do that. Keep coming back every week. Thank you guys so much for everything you've done for us. We're nearing 200 episodes.
Unbelievable.
That's because of you guys. Thanks for everything. And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like Small Town Murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. I'm going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
a big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.